What's happening, y'all? Appreciate you guys tapping in with us on this Sunday evening. We got some news to talk about. We got some stuff to talk about. We're going to chop it up with everybody in the chat. We appreciate everybody rocking with us, coming through on this Sunday night. You got myself, you got Chris, Petecarroll Podcast. Severe's going to be with us in just a few moments. Don't worry. The man of the hour is going to be here in just a few moments. So we're going to pop on here, man, and just talk about not only the news that we got regarding KLINT Kubiak. We see the chat. We're gonna tap into you guys in just a second. A lot of people are excited about it, but I know there are some people out there that just have some question marks. And I'm just gonna kind of preface this. Doesn't matter if it's your top guy or you weren't a big fan out of them. It's okay to have question marks. And so we're gonna do a deep dive on KLINT Kubiak. We're gonna talk a little bit about who we think his offensive coordinator could be. We all know he's gonna be calling the plays, but he's still gonna bring in an OC. We're gonna talk a little bit about who his potential DC could be and who's left out there. We're going to chop it up and really kind of get your guys' feedback as well. So if you guys do want to get included in the comments, hit that sub button. We do a sub-only chat just to show our appreciation to our subscribers. We appreciate everybody that rocks out with us. Not just the subs, not just you viewing, but also the members as well. So we appreciate everybody. But before we get into it, before I hit up the chat, man, got to hit my guy Chris.
What's going on, man? What's going on? It's a big day for Raider Nation. As you can see, a lot of fans are very excited, very happy. So, we definitely got a lot to talk about. But I'm doing good overall, man. Chilling. It's always a good day, man. So no complaints my way.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's real quick, shout out to everybody that kind of viewed. There was an event that went on yesterday for Tom Flores that I was just lucky enough to just kind of be involved in a little bit. It was a massive stream that went out for Tom Flores. His health isn't great, and so there was a massive tribute. I think 14 different locations got involved in it. I did announce it on my Friday live that I did, so shout out to everybody that was able to tap into that and saw that, man. Yeah, go check it out. Shout out to Tom Flores, man. It was awesome.
Nice,
but. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now, at least for myself, I know we'll do a deep dive on KLINT Kubiak, but when I heard it, I was like, okay, look, it's good that it's being reported that there's a damn good chance that he's going put ink to pen to paper, and we're gonna lock that guy in. And shortly after, obviously, we got some talks on Mike LaFleur, and so we're gonna talk about Mike LaFleur when Severe gets on here, because I know Mike LaFleur was his number one.
Yeah, that's his guy.
So we're going to let him definitely talk his piece at the same time, but we're going to do a deep dive. And at the very end, what we're going to do is possibly going to take a look at some of the position coaches that are currently on the Seattle Seahawks offensive side. Because one thing I will say is when you have someone like KLINT Kubiak coming over that's going to want to run his own offense, one of the things you want to take a look at is just the position coaches that are over there on the Seattle Seahawks side. So we'll do a deep dive on that as well. But I've been kind of going through and starring a couple people in the building. So Chris, man, I'm gonna let you go after it to say what's up to some people in the chat.
For sure. Dominique in the building, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Got Jason in the building. He said, be patient, Raider fans. Don't expect playoffs right away. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. We definitely got to talk about that, because we definitely got to be patient, man. We definitely got to be patient. Regardless of how you feel about Kubiak, we have to give this man time. We cannot go through another cycle of, getting rid of this guy after a year and a half. It's going to be some growing pains. Everyone wanted a young offensive-minded coach. We're going to have to deal with it. So I don't want to hear no fire him, regardless of how bad it gets or how good it gets. We gotta keep it, gotta rock with him. Money Chuck in the building. Let's see if he's on his good behavior. Looks like he is so far. He said there is no if about not drafting Mendoza. You guys know we're drafting him, and if not, I question how you come to that decision. I know some don't want him, but like it or not, Kubiak was signed because it doesn't make any sense for an offensive-minded coach who was considered the hottest coach in the market to take our job and not be on board with Mendoza. I actually agree with you. I mean, I truly think that was a big conversation. Like, hey, what would you want with that number one pick? And I think everyone had to be fully aligned for that. But again, we'll talk about that. Salute to you, Money Chuck. Stay on your best behavior, especially once Severe get here. I know he's gonna cook you, so just relax. Got my boy, F Sagala.
Salgado, maybe.
Salgado. Yeah, salute to you. KLINT Kubiac, let's go. Salute to you. Let's see what we got in the building. Got my boy Wears a Flag in the building. Jeffrey in the building. What's going on? Keith in the building. Got my girl, Sun Goddess. Salute to Tony in the building. My boy P Ring in the building. Salute to you. Got Eugene in the building. Salute to you. Hey, as my man Wears a Flag says, hit those likes, man. Double tap the screen. Make sure. And plus, if you guys are if you guys are subscribed to me, make sure you go over to my boy 805 and subscribe to him. Help us both keep cooking, man. So definitely appreciate all the love, man. Salute to my boy Art White. He said until he signed and has a press conference, still not a done deal. Just keeping it. I feel you.
And look at this. Like, I'm gonna celebrate with a beer today. That's what I'm gonna celebrate with. I got a beer today. This is what we're gonna do. Yeah. And once he puts pen to paper, yeah, we're gonna bring out the good stuff. We're gonna have like an Adam Butler celebration. That's what we're gonna.
There we go. There we go.
What's gonna happen?
There we go. There we go. But yeah, salute to you. But I understand, you know, us being Raiders, you already know how it is, man. Got my boy Cool Kev in the building. What's going on, Kev? Got Troy in the building. What's up, gentlemen? Appreciate you. Again, appreciate everybody that's in the building, man. Once we get started, make sure you guys hit hashtag Raiders if you guys have questions. So my boy 805 can see it a little bit faster. But salute to everybody. Got my boy Loon in the building, man. Loon, hope you're doing good. Hopefully you're gonna go to the draft. I know we were talking about it, man. So salute to you, man.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Got my boy Marvin in the building with the Raiders. What's going on, Marvin? Appreciate you coming through. Let's see. Got Almond Glaze Sunrise. I'm cautiously optimistic about Kubiak, but I'm more excited that we appear to have a plan in place. We'll definitely talk about that. I'm definitely cautiously optimistic. Well, I guess I'm in the wait and see. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So you got my boy in the building. He said, let's try to be a little more half glass about our future, Raider Nation. Patience is a key. I mean, I can't say I'm gonna be half full, but you know, I will. You know, I got an open mind. You know, now that he's gonna be part of our team, you know, I'm going to support him 1,000%. So we'll see. Said salute. We've been burnt before, not done till it's done. For sure.
That's why. Hey, cheers. It's just a beer today. That's it.
It's just a beer.
We will celebrate big time. And not to celebrate, I'll be dead honest, right? I know that Kubiak was my number one, but it's not to celebrate that like it's the guy and we're rolling. I'll be honest, I'm more or less celebrating that we have someone that at least you could look back at his experience and we can at least just be like we were talking about like the comment before, like be patient,
right?
Just do our best to trust the process. He at least has enough experience to bring somewhat of a process, right? In hopes that process works out. And that's what I'm going to cheer towards, is the fact that maybe we can have some stability.
For sure. And the thing is, like I said, me and Severe were talking earlier, it's like, I know neither one of us were super high on him, but at least with Kubiak, man, I mean, you got that experience from his family. You know, he's been around some guys who's been in it for a long time. So I'm hoping that helps, hoping it translates. It doesn't always translate. And he's been on some pretty good coaching staff. So, you know, we'll see.
And could you imagine with just the crap that we've gone through for so long? Could you imagine if he just took us to the playoffs? Like, you want Super Bowl, don't get me wrong, but could you imagine if we were just a playoff caliber team?
Hey, I would love him. Hey, I would love it.
Like,
I would.
The bar's pretty low.
I'm about to say my bar is so low right now. Like, honestly, give me 9 wins, man. But,
exactly.
I mean, but actually, real talk, and I know we'll end up talking about it. But as far as expectations, show some growth. Give me 6 wins, 8 wins is a stretch goal. You know, I'll be all right.
I'm with you,
and that's a low bar. You know what I'm saying?
We are a low bar, but I'm with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
for sure. Raider Hawaii in the
Chris, you might have froze.
Can you hear me?
Froze. I can hear you now. You came back. All right, on Raider Hawaii. Yeah, go for it. Nope, I think you're back out. You're kind of cutting. You're cutting in and out because you're frozen right now. Let me. How about this? I'll hit up the chat and then I'll let you know as soon as you you unfreeze because you still look like you're frozen. Chat, let me know if that's on my end. Let me know if Chris is frozen, just to be sure. All right, he just jumped out. He'll come back right back in. Right, wow, what's going on, man? We need to give him a minimum 3 years to build our team. I agree. It is something we're going to talk about a little bit later on when Severe and obviously Chris comes back. But I think one of the biggest things is that we need to correct our name as it relates to coaches in the National Football League. Right now, we've been a revolving door. We don't have the name of giving head coaches a chance. And so even if it doesn't work out with KLINT Kubiak, maybe he's here for 4 years and it just doesn't go right and you end up moving on from him. Let's say in 4 years, at least you gave the guy a chance. At least another head coach that comes into the building knows that from our past experience, that at least we gave him the opportunity to set that foundation. Because if we continue to be a revolving door, coaches will not want to come here because we don't give them the opportunity to be right. You know what I'm saying? And so I think at the very least, whether you like them or not, you got to give them a minimum of 3, possibly 4, to really understand what you got in a head coach. And again, for just the efforts of correcting our name in the National Football League as it relates to how we handle the head coaching position. So, what up, Larry? What's going on, man? Kubiak's a great hire, family entrenched in the NFL. Gary, Clay, and Clint. Yeah, and the only thing I will say to that is like it is crazy just how it is, just kind of family ties in the NFL. You know, you have these successful head coaches back in the day, and you just see just kind of how the family members kind of evolve within the NFL. And I mean, it's not a very successful example, but you look at what we just went through, right? Yeah, Pete Carroll, one of the best head coaches, not just in college, but also in the NFL. But then he comes on and he brings his sons, right? And so, and look, we all can agree, Brendan Carroll got the job and he really didn't deserve it, unfortunately. And so, but you're offered the opportunity. You kind of get to maybe jump and skip over a couple people in a couple positions just because of who you know and who you're related to. And I think we got to be very careful with that. So, oh man, all right, you're back.
Yeah, man. I got that petecarroll Wi-Fi, man.
All right, man. Keep going with Jason. Yeah, it's all you, man. Keep going.
Shoot, hold on. Let's see where we at, man. I don't even know where we're at. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Raider Nation Jason in the building. What's going on? Got DK in the building. Let's see, man. Who else we got in the building, man? Salute to everybody. Got Jay Money in the building. What's going on? He said pause. Did I say something pause worthy? I don't think so.
No, I think you said you were paused. I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Got Herman Munster in the building. What's going on? Salute. Who else, cool, man? Salute to everybody, man.
Let's do this. We'll get to everybody else here because
Emmanuel B. But yeah,
we'll dive into
salute to everybody.
Yeah, man. Because a lot of people are flying, man. We got over 260 in the building. If you guys can do us a really big favor, just double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit that sub button if you want to get included in the chat because we're going to do a deep dive into KLINT Kubiak, his history. I'm actually going to pull up some of his past rosters that he was the offensive coordinator on when he was the quarterback coach, not dating back to when he started, but just in the recent probably 4 to 5 years, because that's kind of the meat of what you want to look at in all honesty, right? When he was first, as a quality control coach, the one way that I kind of evaluate coaches, and Chris, I'm gonna let you kind of give your feedback on this as well, and chat, let me know, is when you're a quality control coach or when you're a quarterback's coach, even, there's so many things that really can't determine whether or not you are good or not. So, for example, quarterback coach, right? You could be a quarterback coach. You could be a good quarterback coach. But what happens when the offensive coordinator just isn't calling the right play calls in the game? Right. What happens when you're a good quarterback coach, but you have a bunch of injuries to the offensive line? Or, like we've experienced, you don't address the offensive line, right? And next thing you know, the quarterback really struggles, right? Because the pressure is there, or they don't really have anybody to throw to. When you're early on in your coaching career and you have certain positions, it's hard to determine just how good you are at that. There's too many things that come into play to determine whether or not you are good at your job. And so the way that I look at it is it's good that you just have experience. You have experience in the National Football League. You're under this coaching staff. If the entire offense did good, okay, great. That's perfect. but it's really hard to determine just how good you were. And for me, I just like the experience. I love the fact you have experience. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on, when you see KLINT Kubiac's experience and you see that he was a quality control coach or a quarterback coach or a passing game coordinator, how much merit do you put into that as it relates to just how successful that offense was or not with the history?
Yeah, it depends on what he did, but yeah, like you said, like he could be, run game coordinator or whatever he was, but yeah, ultimately, if he doesn't have the say in how to make things go and be able to call plays and things like that, you can't really go by that. But one thing that I always like to look at is who did he coach during that time? Like if he is a quarterbacks coach, who did he coach? Like I know we're going to go over some of the position coaches, but like even some of his position, like his running back coach, Palomalu, Kennedy Palomalu, like I look back at like who are some of the running backs that he coached during his time, whether it's Dalvin Cook or I think even Arian Foster, I think at one point. I mean, he had some guys, so I want to see that. Like how have you developed players? What kind of experience do you have dealing with young players and also veteran players? Like, were you able to get more out of them than previous coaches? So that's kind of how I look at it and judge it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but that's the hard part, right? Again, you see some of his history. We're going to go into his history, and he was a quality control coach.
Yeah.
How do you judge that? You know what I'm saying? It's so hard. It's just you got to go back and just say, look, it's great that he has the experience. You take it for what it's worth.
And plus, you see who he did it for as well. Like what kind of staff it was. Like it wasn't Shanahan. Was like and then you can kind of see from that end. I think when he was with gosh, who was he? Who was Gary with? Like his last year he coached. I forgot who he was with.
Kubiak?
Yeah. I forget, but
I don't know.
But Clint was on that staff. Like, you just look at like, okay, who even if he was a quality control, who was the head coaches? What kind of team and staff did they have at that point? Who did he learn from?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Ultimately, it's just okay. Who is he able to learn from? Who do you see do it firsthand?
Yeah.
So, Herman, you're saying, do we have enough cap space to build Fernando a team and still build a defense? We have the second most cap space, and so it's got to be. It's a good position to be in. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have plenty of cap space, but again, when you're dealing with a team like us, with the reputation we have, with a player knowing like, hey, we're probably not going to be competing, we're going to have to overpay players, overpay more than some of those teams that are competing. So that cap space could go away very quickly if we try to get some real expensive players. So we got to be smart with our money. Me personally, that's why I'm always talking about building through the draft. And again, for another day we'll have a conversation, but that's why I want to make certain moves so we have more draft picks so we can build through the draft while guys are cheap and be able to be smart with our money instead of, doing the, like the Christian Wilkins and, like when we got Chandler Jones, like you spend all this money on these free agents. And if they don't work out, then bam, we're stuck with dead cap space for the next 3-4 years. It bites us in the butt every time.
And the one thing I will say is that when it comes to, let's say we do get Fernando Mendoza, right? And I think if you're a betting man, yes, I'd put money that we get Fernando Mendoza, whether you like him or not. But I think the one thing that we have to just as Raider fans really keep in mind is if you do get Fernando, my hope is that we sit Fernando at least a year. I'd love to see him sit for a year, which means you have 2 off seasons to build around him. You have 2 off seasons to go through free agency, get some pieces. You can overpay to get them on the roster, but it's 2 off seasons of building blocks. And so you don't have to just splash this one off season to make sure he finds success. It's really being methodical about it, knowing that typically, even if you start him the first year, right? Even if he comes in, he starts day 1, you still have 0 expectations of him. And so do what you can to build for the first off season, but essentially, in my opinion, you have 2 full off seasons to really set the foundation, set the groundwork. So Fernando, by at least year 2, now you're kind of hitting the ground running, because that first year is going to be nothing but experiments.
Yeah.
You know, because you still have to figure out, you see what you have on tape with Fernando, but you still have to figure out, okay, how can he do that in the NFL? So it's going to, you can't figure that out in just one off season, because it's going to be a massive learning curve even when he starts playing day one, because seeing him in practice is going to be night and day difference from what he shows in the actual game. And it's not even just game one. It's going to be game 8, 9, 10, and beyond, because now defensive coordinators are going to take the first 6, 7 games to understand who are you, what's your weakness, how are we going to coach, how are we going to scheme against you. And then that's when it becomes a massive chess match.
Yeah.
Because when Fernando, even if he finds some success those first 5 to 6 games, well, guess what?
Yeah,
he got to switch it up.
Yeah,
exactly.
From that, yep.
You know, because defensive coordinator is not going to shut that down, and so to have any expectation of a Fernando Mendoza that year one, you really shouldn't have any expectation.
Yeah.
And so to me, I feel like, yes, we have a lot of cap space this year. That's fine, but to me, it's just take 2 off seasons to really build this foundation. Don't just splash and go crazy this year.
Right. And that's kind of where and that's why I'm so like torn between like just getting him anyway, because you know, people are always like, hey, if you trade back, then what are we going to do at quarterback? I'm like, respectfully, it matters, but it kind of doesn't, because this is a long-term build. Because even if we get Mendoza, like you're saying, maybe not even play him. And I'm like, I definitely get that if I know he's that guy, but man, what if we do that and then he's just like a mid guy? Like, I'd rather like get as many pieces in the draft, but then again, it's all a crapshoot. You never know. So I mean, there's different ways to approach it, but I'm just so worried that we're not going to be able to get him all the tools that he needs without like extra draft capital. So I don't know, man, because if we do get him, I'm one of the people that say trade Max. People think I'm crazy, but I was like, for Fernando to be successful, we have to really give this guy protection and all of the weapons possible. And I just don't see how we're going to do that unless we knock the draft out the board. You know, I mean, just knock it out the park. And that gives us very little room for error in my mind.
And one thing to always remember, right? If Fernando Mendoza, that first year is going to be a very, very big experimental year, right? Zero expectation. You can roll salary cap over.
Right.
That's kind of why we have a lot of salary cap this year, is because we rolled it over.
Right. So be smart with it.
Be smart with it. No reason to completely splash just this first year, because you can roll a portion of that salary cap over, and every single year there's the top free agents coming out that year. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we could be conservative, knowing that Fernando's going to take some time, even if that's the guy. And the reason why I'm okay with sitting him that first year is because it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
For sure.
It's the 1 year of hey, look,
let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
That first year, even if you sit him, guess what? You might win 3 games. Well, guess what? You got a top 5 draft pick next year to continue to build this goddamn thing.
Exactly. See, and I said that's why I say just play him. I mean, unless we feel that he's a guy that will get mentally damaged and emotionally damaged from just, you know, getting beat up and getting sacked, you know, like almost like a David Carr type thing. I say put him out there, man. Let him get the reps. Let him get hit. Let him see how the speed is. I mean, I get the understanding of sitting him, but my thing is get him out there unless you really think that's going to damage his morale.
I'm with you. I got something else to say on that, but we got to bring him in.
The legend.
We got to bring him in.
The Pink Panther.
What's going on, bro?
Damn.
What's happening?
It's Salmon. That's Salmon.
John Abrams.
Salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon.
Salute to Abrams, man.
I don't want to say salute to him. It was another wasted first round pick.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. He played in the UFL somewhere, man.
Yeah, man.
What's happening, man? How you feeling?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, you know, me and Chris, we went on earlier. You know, we was able to, vent a little bit, man. You know, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It could be worse. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse. Let's be real. It could have been a lot worse.
Davis Webb would have pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie. That was gonna be the one. That was gonna be the one that got me.
That would have been a Raider move. In all honesty.
Yeah.
But Federo, man, you're saying NFL stands for not for long. Most teams nowadays, it don't take a long time to turn it around when you have a great coaching staff, a good quarterback play. We almost beat the Bears, Bulls, Texans, and Week Pete with a Week Pete led team. I do agree. Like,
we also got destroyed by the Chiefs.
We did.
Like, destroyed by the Chiefs.
Chiefs, Indy.
Yes.
Commanders with a Marcus Mariota led commander team.
Exactly.
And we beat the team that's in the Super Bowl. So it's like
exactly.
You can't go by that. Like, we stole a game there. So
But in all honesty, you can turn things around fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But
gotta make the right
not with a rookie quarterback, though. Like, history tells you with a rookie quarterback, you're not gonna be able to turn around. The reason why
unless he's truly special. Like Jaden was able to do that. Like, Jaden, you only have a couple.
There's another guy who's able to do it too. Every year in the playoffs. What's his name, Chris? Say his name.
I ain't saying that.
Say his name. 2 division titles, 3 trips to the playoffs, 3 playoff wins.
Man. That dude owed me money. He owed me $1,600, bro. CJ, he talking about CJ Stroud. That's what he's talking about.
Exactly.
But like history doesn't tell you with a rookie quarterback, it happens. Yes, there's special talent. There's definitely the one-off situations that it works. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, rookies typically have a rough season. The reason why the Patriots turned this thing around so quickly is because you got Drake May in year 2.
Yeah.
Right. And so that definitely helps. They were able to bring some good pieces. And so,
and coaching.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you could turn it around, but I'm not sure we're turning this thing around very quickly. But I am more on the track of, if you get Mendoza, I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him sit. And that goes for literally any quarterback that I'd ever want to draft. I'd love to see him sit. I don't care about the first year. I care about the next 13 to 15 years. He's with me. So
see, that's the problem. And that's the problem I had initially with, like, I'm not mad at sitting him because, you know, the guys that have set traditionally, a lot of those guys, you know, it's more than one way to skin a cat. But recently, the guys that have set, Jordan Love, he had some success. Aaron obviously has some success. You know, Mahomes. So there have been guys that have taken a seat and they've had some success. But you also can point to, you know, JJ McCarthy. He didn't sit, man. But he was out for a year. Yeah. And then, you know, we came back and, like, he was still trash. So it's more than one way to get it done. But the whole reason initially when it was Dante Moore versus Mendoza, the whole reason if you were on the Mendoza train was, he's pro ready.
NFL ready.
He's pro ready.
Yeah.
He's plug and play. Plug and play. Now that the other option not there, people's like, oh, well, we could just sit there. Like, what's the point? If we could just sit him, why you draft a quarterback next year? Then?
That's what I'm saying.
We'll sit him, draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah, and that's why I'm mad,
anticipating bad quarterback play this year, because I don't think Mendoza he stacks up to the prospects we're gonna see next year. So if your plan is to play a guy next year, damn, just pick a motherfucker next year.
Right, especially because if you do that, if you trade it, you can at least get like 2 or 3 first rounders, you know. So then next year, I mean, you just have more arsenal, man. So that's where I'm at with it. But like I said, I already accepted that we're going to get him. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just the thought of sitting him, I'd rather just us see what we have. If he's a dog, then we're good. Build around him. If by chance he doesn't work out, like, honestly, the reason why the Vikings GM got fired because Kevin O'Connor was like, hey, I can already tell JJ's not it. Let's move on. Like, we don't need to wait. We already know. Let's move on.
Man.
But
they almost bamboozled us.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
that's what I'm saying.
If SpyTech was in those bro.
I know, and that worries me.
Bro, if SpyTech was in them negotiations, bro, I'm questioning everything this man does.
That's my point. That's my point, man. Like,
that could have been Pete Carroll too, though. That could have been Pete Carroll. But I don't know if that was Pete, because he
had Gino.
His stepson is Gino. He ain't gonna do anything that's gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
So know what that makes me think? That makes me think. the Tom Brady's drinking his own Kool-Aid. He's drinking it. Oh, he's a Michigan man. He led us to a national champ. I think he's doing that. That's your boy. That's your Wolverine dog. That's your people.
I mean, both of them. Spytek, he'll
exactly.
Too. That's why I was like,
they're drinking that. Because, Jim Harbaugh was like, oh man, it's that's to tell me everything. When Jim Harbaugh didn't even attempt to trade for JJ McCarthy, I was like, all right.
I'm a Wolverine fan through and through, and I didn't want no parts of them. I saw it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I understand.
That's gonna get us. That's gonna be nasty. Oh, that was gonna get us. That's gonna be nasty. Oh my God.
That would have been nasty. I'll kind of go back to the sitting of a quarterback real quick. And again, you can definitely point to examples where it worked, where it didn't, and stuff like that, right?
Both ways, yep.
But the way that I somewhat look at it is I understand the leap that it takes to go from college to the NFL, just the difference in learning process that it takes. And there's a ton. Like, I mean, you look at the quarterbacks that go in the first round every single year, the amount of quarterbacks that's gone in the first round. But then you also look at how many quarterbacks are consistently good in the NFL. Like there are many more quarterbacks that fail in the NFL than find success, because every single year you can consistently say there's 5, maybe 6 consistently good quarterbacks in the National Football League, but quarterbacks come out in the first round year over year over year. And so because of how many have failed, I'm more on the side of sit them, do what you can to at least help prep, learn, and work with the transition to the NFL level. Again, not saying it works every time, not saying that starting them right away doesn't work, because we've seen examples where it does. That's just my preference, given the fact that there's more fails out of first-round quarterbacks than there's actual successes. And so I was trying to figure out like how to correlate that, but it can work either way.
See, but it's almost like it's difficult to gauge, because it's almost like
it is.
It depends. If you force a guy into action, then like Anthony Richardson, right? Like they forced Anthony Richardson into action. Anthony Richardson, it was a prime example of a guy where you should have sat and developed him in a controlled environment and brought him along slowly. So so when you're looking at like the successes and failures, that's a guy you kind of look at like, damn, okay, I don't think they handled that right. But it's also like if these guys play immediately and they have success, it's because they were special and good enough to have success. It's not necessarily because, like I don't think there was a wrong way to go with Peyton Manning, right? I don't think there was a wrong way to go with Jaden Daniels. Yeah. Like I think those, like, I don't think there was a wrong way to go with these other guys that have had success that were first round picks and played immediately, because I just think those guys were just special talents. And no matter what environment, almost no matter what, I won't say no matter what, but they were going to be able to overcome most circumstances. Nobody's going to be able to overcome the Jets. So if they would have went to the Jets, maybe it's different. If they would have came here, maybe it's different. But I think most guys are able to overcome those circumstances if they're at that level to be elite players eventually. And there are some guys that, where circumstances kind of force them into playing. I think, Chris brought up David Carr. That's a prime example of a guy that, playing early ruined him. Like Anthony Richardson, I said, I think playing early ruined him. Like Trey Lance wasn't necessarily forced into action, but he's a guy that he needed some years to sit. He needed years. Like he only had one season to start, and then plus like the COVID year was like 4 games and like 1 exhibition game, something like that. So he needed years to develop. So sometimes that and you understand that going into the process, but that's not what people were saying about Mendoza. They ain't saying Mendoza needs to sit. They're saying, generational Joe Burrow, Matt Ryan, Peyton Manning time. Like there's some lofty expectations they putting on this dude. So if he like that, then play him. Because if we gonna wait till next year, then I'm just trading out of the first spot and I'm loading up my team and I'm taking a guy next year. Because the 4th or 5th guy next year is gonna probably be on par with what Mendoza is right now as a prospect,
and probably 2 years younger. Cause most of those guys are 20 right now.
Yep.
So to your point, Anthony Richardson, me being a Florida fan, I actually knew Anthony Richardson was not going to be a good quarterback. You could sit him for 5 years.
Yeah,
he's not going to be a good quarterback in the National Football League. But I'm with you because also it's really hard to kind of determine just the success of a quarterback year one versus year two, because also I've been a big advocate is that sometimes the success of the quarterback is out of the hands of the quarterback itself, right? You go to organizations that don't prepare properly, don't give you the proper weapons, don't build the proper way. Yeah. And we've seen it time in and time out with some organizations. So it's hard to truly know and understand just what is the right path for some of these quarterbacks, and a lot has to do with just kind of the organization, how they handle their development. So I'm with you. And Chris, did you highlight this one? If he earns a starting job during camp in the preseason, I say start him.
I didn't highlight it, but no, I feel him though. I feel him because honestly, that's what I'm saying. If he comes in and it's like Derek Carr and wins out the job, I mean, give it to him.
It's like, but honestly, competition gonna be? It's like he's almost gonna win by default.
It's
right.
By default.
Right.
That's almost gonna win by default.
That's what I'm saying. He has to start.
Like, he gonna be. It's him versus Aiden O'Connell, bro. Like,
yeah, he has to start.
He has to because it's the same thing with Genty, right? Like,
right.
Genty needs to get the ball 27 to 30 times a game because you picked him at number 6. So it's the same. It's the same.
And it's the same thing where you weren't going to sit like. You was gonna put Genty as like RB2, like you're gonna start Mostert or Zeus, like you feel me? So it's like once you draft him, the expectation is there that you have to play him. And like I said, ain't about to beat Mendoza in like in no competition. Like man, like I don't see this happening.
I think running back and quarterback are two different things, to be honest with you.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
Running back, you start day one. I could care less if you're first round or
facts.
Third round and projected starter, like
facts.
You can start day one.
Yeah, because and plus your shelf life is so much shorter at running back. Like you better get the most out of them in that first contract.
Yeah,
that's a wrap.
That's we've talked about it before with Genty, and if we get Mendoza, good luck Genty on that second contract. Sam Cleary, man, love the show, guys. Appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. Just got on, play Mendoza, buy and draft offensive line like Chicago. But who will be our DC? We're going to talk about DC in just a second. We're going to get to
no, go ahead.
Well, we're going to get to just who maybe the DC OC is going to be, get into the history, all that stuff. We won't get into it, but because you good?
It's just like because people always talk about like what Chicago did, and it's like you guys got to remember Chicago had extra draft picks, and how did they get those extra draft picks?
Exactly.
That's
trading out of the number one spot. Trading out of the number one spot.
That's what I'm saying, but people don't want to do that. Like,
I love how Chicago. People say let's do it like Chicago, but they don't want to do what Chicago did.
Right.
Like let's just do what Chicago did.
Right.
Except don't do the main thing that they did.
Right.
Like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
And the thing that you got to respect what Ryan Poles did, because Ryan Poles like took over a just horrible organization. I mean, Chicago was almost as much of a laughingstock as we were. As much as Cleveland was. Like, it was a horrible situation. And for him to trade back off of a Bryce Young draft, where Bryce Young was the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And everybody was the conversation was CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Like, and he moved out of that spot.
Yeah.
And you never want to bank on a quarterback the next year. You don't. But
right.
Like, he moved out of that spot. He compiled draft picks. He built up the offensive line. Like, he did things that he needed to do, and he found himself in a really good situation. So, like, you can't be mad at that. And given the fact that not only is there going to be a ton, like we're talking probably like 4 or 5 really good quarterbacks in next year's draft. If you really look at the quarterbacks coming out next year, and again, I want our quarterback just as much as the next person. Right. And you never want to just hope and project someone's going to be there for next year. But there's going to be 4 to 5 really top tier quarterbacks coming out of next year's draft. And there's not going to be very many teams that need a quarterback.
Right. That's what exactly.
Like 3 years ago where there was literally 6 or 7 teams that needed a quarterback. It's like next year there might be 2.
You could be at 15 probably. You could probably be at 15 and get a top guy.
And again, I'm not saying like don't take Fernando Mendoza. I'm just saying that like the options you got to weigh the options.
At least weigh the options. And that's my thing. Like, so some people don't even want to think about it. I'm like, you have to weigh the options, man. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
And I hate to kind of keep rolling this because I'm down the chat. See, Paul, man, I see your super chat. We're gonna get to it in just one quick second. Bart, what's everybody drinking? Hey, cheers. We just got beers. Remember, I told you once pen to paper,
Does that see orange on that label?
Oh my God.
No, it's not the season. It's not the season.
No, yeah, man, it's Blue Moon, man. Blue Moon, man. Yeah, yeah.
That's the other orange. You just put orange in that one. It's regular orange.
We got 10 more months, man. 10 more months for that.
We need Chris to just bring back that red stripe.
Chris got tally marks on his wall. Counted down to the so,
pumpkin deer season, baby.
Got a picture of the posters almost time.
Like, if we do draft Fernando Mendoza, right, and it's going to take him maybe 2 seasons, possibly 3, to really get up to his top tier talent. The thing is that, and we've said it, it's time to move on from maxxcrosby. There's a chance maxxcrosby's not in the timeline. You know what I'm saying? And so, and even if you do end up waiting potentially a year, because again, yes, it makes all the sense in the world. KLINT Kubiak is going to draft for Fernando Mendoza. Like, makes all the sense in the world. I get it. But if there is a world where we trade back and stockpile get 3 first-rounders from the Jets, trade away maxxcrosby for 2 first-rounders, and you are literally sitting with 5 first-rounders, or 4. You got to use one for this year, but 4 additional first-rounders, and you could build the crap out of this thing.
Yeah.
You got to just wonder what you could do with that. Again, not saying you don't draft them, but you got to kind of just take a look and maybe weigh those options. Seapool, what's going on, man? When Irsay was asked why he drafted Richardson, he said because Richardson can slam.
That's all. Bro,
he probably did.
I was dunking at 13. I should have played quarterback. He was drafted.
That's crazy. Seapool, man, I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there, but that is, I never heard him say that.
I don't doubt it at all.
Irsay was probably off a crazy
Xanax.
Yeah.
He probably just like, he was shaking the things up and popping up things like that. Policy. It's like,
that's
like, what I got today. Okay, I got a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Paul, appreciate you throwing that super chat out there, brother. DK, Raiders outside injury to key weapons. Why do you think CJ Stroud is struggling? He started so well his rookie year. I have an opinion on that. Severe, I'll throw it to you first because I know you were a really big CJ Stroud fan. I liked him, but I'll throw it to you first.
Yeah, I think he's been on 3 different offensive coordinators already. And you look at it, the offensive line isn't great. You know, Nico Collins is kind of in and out of the lineup. Everybody says the alpha in that wide receiver room is Tank Dell. He's like the leader of that group. You think it would be Nico Collins, but everybody says it's Tank Dell, and Tank Dell has been missing essentially for the better part of the last 2 years, which just happens to be the 2 years he's kind of struggled. So I think if they make more investments into his offensive line, the first thing they did after his rookie season, he has the greatest rookie season of all time, is they traded his left tackle. Like, trade his left tackle and let like 2 other starters on the offensive line go. Like what are we doing here? So, you know, and then they let the number wide receiver 2 and Noah Brown leave, who was, you know, a productive player too. So like, it's just been a lot of changes around it. But at the end of the day, CJ just got to take better care of the ball. Like, all that is going around him. That's all well and good, bro. You got to take care of the ball. Like, that's your number 1 job as a quarterback, and he ain't been doing it.
Yeah, Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he hit it, you know, like, for him to have a good season like he did, and then you let Bobby Slowick go, which made no sense. And then, like you said, you trade what's his name?
Tunsil.
Tunsil, their left tackle. In fact, I think didn't they trade another lineman too?
Yeah, they got like two or 3 of their starters.
So it just didn't make sense, man. And then you let Diggs walk, and then what's his name? Who was their running back?
It was
my man from
I forgot.
I think he got hurt.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon was hurt this past year.
Yeah,
that was the running back the year before.
Yeah, so I mean, he could bounce back, but yeah, they didn't set him up for success. I mean, it's like, man, it's like he had a good season. They're like, okay, we're gonna switch some things up instead of building off of it. It just didn't make sense.
The only part that I do struggle with CJ Stroud is in severe. That was the point that I was going to bring up, is when you shuffle offensive coordinators, it's really difficult. It's hard to really get any consistency with quarterback play when you're constantly shuffling offensive coordinators. It's tough. But the one thing I will say, which is kind of surprising to me, is it feels like his accuracy has really fallen off a little bit. You know, you see simple out routes, or you're sitting there going, damn, like you just overthrew this receiver by 5 yards. And that's just tempo timing routes. That's simple, just playing catch. And you're just sitting going, damn, like, I don't know if he's just not comfortable. I don't know. And so it's shocking to see that, because I didn't expect to to see that. But the switching up of offensive coordinators, I think, has definitely hurt him and not really prioritizing that offensive line as much as they should have. Yeah. I think it's rough because you saw some highlights and some examples early on this season where that offensive line looked atrocious.
Yeah.
And good luck playing with that. You know what I'm saying? And so, Chris, man, I see you highlighted it. Go for it.
Yeah. Salute to C. Gabe, man. So he said Mendoza isn't TB12, but saying next year's mid-round quarterback is just as good is crazy talk. Manning 2 years ago, everyone thought he'd be a first-rounder. Now he's a mid-rounder. Don't bet on future classes being a sure thing. Me personally, I'm not betting on him being a sure thing, but I just think, I think we can all agree this probably is the worst quarterback class since when?
Since the Pickett year? Since Kenny
Pickett?
Since Pickett, Pickett year.
Yeah, and he went, what, like 16 or something?
Yeah.
Or later? Yeah. And then I think, what's his name? Willis went. He was a second quarterback, and I think he went in the second round, didn't he?
Or did he go in
the so
I think he went in the second round.
Yeah, so this is the worst quarterback. And I'm not saying Mendoza's bad, but all I'm saying is if he was in any of the three classes before him, he's not the first round. He's not the first round pick. That's all I'm saying. It was just perfect timing for him. Yeah. And depending on how you want to think, I think it's bad timing for us to get the first overall pick. I mean, if we could have got it last year, I would have been happy. If we got it 2 years ago, I would have been crazy happy. I mean, we all would have been happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. So I get what you guys are saying. I mean, you never want to just bank on, next year, because I think the Manning is a perfect example. Everyone's talking about Manning was going to be the clear number one guy. And he stunk up the joint. He wasn't ready. So, but I do
in the beginning of the year, toward down the end,
he started balling. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So if all those guys make that same jump that Mendoza made from a year ago,
exactly,
all them guys are gonna be pretty. I mean, to me, I ain't gonna say all of them, but there's at least 4 guys that I think is gonna be better than Mendoza if they make that type of jump.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like the 4th or 5th QB next year is probably as good of a prospect as Mendoza is this year. So, like, we don't have to be like, oh, we won't have the number 1 overall pick again. Fine, we don't need the number 1 overall pick again. And know what? If we do this thing right, the thing people realize is that, because like people in the past, they kept saying, oh, well, Chicago just got very lucky because they back-to-back got the number 1 overall pick. No, they weren't lucky. They traded the number 1 overall pick. They traded with Carolina. So that number 1 overall pick that they picked Caleb Williams with, that was Carolina's number 1 overall pick. Because what Chicago did was they took all of Carolina's picks and they took their only offensive weapon in DJ Moore. Yeah, so you basically put them in a very
Bryce Young from any weapon.
Yeah.
So you basically put them in a very difficult situation. So like,
I know y'all gonna be trash. I know y'all gonna be trash.
You ain't gonna have nothing around them.
Right. I know you're gonna be
quarterback. We're taking all your draft picks and you taking the only legit wide receiver he has on the team. So like, let's see what you do next year. Guarantee we picking two. At least
top 5,
2 top 10 picks for sure. Yeah. And if we want to move up for number 1 at that point, well, damn, this is extra money. We just got extra money. This is residual income. This is the money I won off a bet. Like this is house money right now. I can do that with this other pick. So that's why it makes all the sense in the world to trade back, and that's why I guess once again it makes too much sense for us to do
it. And again, I know we're not going to get into Mendoza talk. We have a lot of coaching talk to talk about, right? Yeah. But, it's just evaluating Mendoza, not just for the quarterback that he is. It's valuing him at the number 1 overall draft pick. And I know everybody thinks that Mendoza, depending on what your car reference is, like people think Mendoza is a Porsche and a Ferrari and all that stuff. Okay, that's fine. But it's always it's just basing off of the number 1 overall pick and how you value that based on what you see on film. And so, we can make the comparison. We'll talk more about Mendoza. We have a lot to talk about Mendoza, a lot of time to talk about Mendoza. We definitely want to get into the head coaching talk and the news that we've gotten into. So, man, CJ, appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. Appreciate you for sure. Real quick, Jason, next year is guaranteed. Those quarterbacks are as good as projected. Last year was supposed to be great and fell off. Only thing I'll say is remember, there's projected really good quarterbacks next year, but just like Mendoza, there's gonna be someone that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes it tough. Because I think there's gonna be some Dante Moore. Severe, you like Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore having one more year is going to be huge for him.
But the thing is, last year I told people, all the people that people were high on last year, first, like the 2 years ago, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers, they both trash." I told everybody preseason.
Yeah, he did.
Trash. They ain't gonna do shit. This year it was K Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier. I told everybody, trash. They ain't about to do a damn thing. We mess around, get the first overall pick, and draft K Klubnik. I'm gonna be pissed off. And those are the guys that were supposed to be the guys this year, and they didn't do anything.
And Drew Aller too. Drew Aller.
Drew Aller. I was.
I liked Aller. Yeah.
I liked Aller, but he needed another year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was saying last year. Next year is different. Next year for sure. Dante Moore is a special player. I like Darian Mensah a lot. If Chambliss is in next year's class, I think with another year under his belt, he's gonna be a little bit older. I think he can do some special things. I think Arch, if he can continue what he did down the stretch this last year, and not the first half Arch of the season, the second half of the season,
Arch he's starting to get it. Yeah,
I mean, he gonna get drafted high off his name alone, sure. But there are some guys in this upcoming class that I like a lot. That when everybody was saying Garrett Nussmeier and K Klubnik, I was telling everybody they trash. Ignore the talk. It's hype. And I don't feel the same way about next year's class. I think there's legit some guys in next year's class.
I think so. One guy that I'm actually really interested to watch is Sorsby, a Texas Tech guy.
Oh yeah, that's another guy.
He looks natural.
Hoover. Yeah. I want to see what Hoover does in Indiana too.
Mateer, man. Mateer.
He's going back too. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Mateer.
There's at least going into this offseason, or going to the next college football season, there's at least probably 6 quarterbacks. You can sit there and go,
yeah, I at least want to see what they do. Yeah, I at least want to see what they can do. I mean, they might fall flat. Because honestly, I was one of the people that thought Carson Beck was going to be something. I was fooled. I definitely was fooled. But
Brock Bowers was carrying. Brock Bowers and
Brock
was carrying him.
Was
carrying him.
Brock was out there making him look sweet.
So, Raider P, man.
Todd Monken.
Yeah. True.
Todd Monken, who will be the next DC shorts can ditch his deal for more lucrative one. Kubiak. Have any connections defensively? So we're going to talk about defense coordinators, possible offense coordinators here in just a second, man. So I appreciate you. But we definitely want to get just into the head coaching talk real quick. I set a bunch up. So we're going to talk about KLINT Kubiac's history, just kind of some of the things that he did. Gerard Pope, what's going on, man? What if Cleveland offers Shador and a couple of picks for our number one? Worth it? I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, not Shador. I mean, they would have to give me I'm just gonna say no. No reason to even go through.
I'm not even entertaining that.
No, not at all. I don't want Shador. Not to say that he can't be a good quarterback, but again, because of the flaws that I thought he had coming out of college and why I had a 3rd round grade on him, it's not worth them wanting to. I don't know if you're suggesting that we give up a first or some sort of draft capital, but if they want a 7th, okay, maybe I'll entertain it depending on how the draft falls. But I'm not giving up any draft capital, unfortunately. Larry charged King's ransom for the number one. If they want to give me 3 ones, I'll take it in a heartbeat. Chris, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Larry. Salute to Larry, man. I'm listening. I'm listening. I think the thing is the fan base don't even want to hear it. Like they're at the point they don't even want to hear nothing. I'm saying I just want to get if we're in with Kubiak, we know this is going to be a long-term build. We got to do it the right way. Let's get him all the pieces. If you guys think Mendoza's the right piece, and so be it. But if we trust Spytek like you guys want to trust Spytek, then let's let them cook and get us some talent that we can build with and really get a foundation so the future quarterback can be successful. That's where I'm at.
Severe, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm all down for that. I want to get as many picks on the board as we can. That's my whole thing. The more ammunition we have to actually build and mold this team, I think the better. And if we're putting all our eggs in the Fernando Mendoza basket, I think that's a mistake because we've kind of seen when he went to Indiana, that team is like is ready-made for a guy to just at quarterback to step in. They're well-coached, well-oiled machine. Signetti has that thing running on all cylinders. They were in the CFP last year and lost to a team that eventually went on to play in the college football final, right? To play in the final game and they got smacked by Ohio State. But like they lost to the team that eventually went to the final with Curtis Rourke on a partially torn ACL. So I think that like I said, we have to build the team a specific way around Mendoza for him to be successful. I'd rather just build a team and then select a quarterback that way if I have my choice. But if you're in position to draft a guy and you think he's going to be the guy, we already know what the Raiders are going to do.
I'm with you. Darmal, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping in. And Brady told Kubiak we're trading the number 1 pick. He's definitely going somewhere else.
See, I don't agree.
But that could be what
I'll let you go. Right. Because all his success has been with veteran quarterbacks.
Exactly.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
And look, it makes all the sense in the world for offensive coordinator KLINT Kubiak wanting to go get a quarterback with the number 1 draft pick. So like it makes all the sense in the world, right? But there is a world where you pull off a Chicago Bears move because it's shown that it can work. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I don't disagree. They're probably all in on Mendoza. You know what I'm saying? Like it would make sense. So we're not going to say we like it's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's most likely going to happen. So
yeah.
Super worst quarterback class, and they haven't even played yet.
I don't think people understand
it's about valuation
class. Yeah, like when we say it's the worst quarterback class, it's what they're projected to do before they're drafted. Like Tom Brady was projected as a bad player. So like technically his quarterback class is probably the best of all time. You have the best quarterback of all time in that class. Right. But nobody projected Tom Brady to be what Tom Brady was. So like that's how you have to look at this thing. It's like we're looking at stuff pre-draft, not what they do afterwards, what they're projected to do. And what they're projecting to do right now is not. I mean, I don't think anybody's beating down the door for Ty Simpson. Like, that's nobody's clamoring to get into the top 10 for him. Like, is it right now? It's basically a 1 quarterback class, and it's Mendoza, which kind of works in our favor.
Yeah,
it does. Chris, any thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I mean, I think that was a perfect example because even when you think back about that Brady class, you remember when he always names off those guys that went ahead of him. Yeah. Most of them are trash. Most of them are trash. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you never know what quarterback's going to do what. So, but yeah, you go by the projection, you go by the evaluation. I mean, honestly, do you guys even think there'll be how many quarterbacks you think will go in the first round?
2
this year?
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah.
2.
Like who else? I mean, it depends on what Chambers.
Ty.
Like, Simpson and.
I think it's Mendoza. I mean, because it's only because the Jets have 2 first rounders,
right?
Because they have the number, I think the 16. So if they don't trade with us, they don't get Mendoza, then there's a chance. There's a world where they get Ty Simpson, and there's only 2. If they pass on Ty Simpson, thinking that they can get him in the second because they have the first pick in the second round, it might just be 1 because no one else.
The Browns got 2 first rounds.
So the Browns could, depending on.
We don't know. Shador. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, they don't know. Yeah. Shador. I mean, it kind of sounds like Monken is he might be all in on Shador, possibly. I don't know if that's just for the optics, but who knows?
So
who knows?
Maybe 1 quarterback, or maybe it's just 2.
Right. Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think when you guys start this one, by certified junkies.
Oh yeah.
All right, go for it.
Who certified that one? Like Severe just wants us to trade back because he hating on Mendoza like he hate me. Come on. Going to early. And thinks that Moore is going to be better than Mendoza. Moore is not better. not better than Julian Saying next year. I'm assuming he meant Julian Saying is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, Saying. Yeah.
Moore was better than Julian Saying this year. So now Moore is going to get better. So
Right.
I think he for damn sure is going to be better than him next year. And the thing about Moore is that I've been saying Moore is a special quarterback prospect. Moore did better. He did better statistically this year than Mendoza has in any year besides this year. Like all the other years Mendoza started, Moore's this year was better than Mendoza's. Was better than Mendoza's. The only time Mendoza outperformed him was this year. Mendoza is like a full damn near 2 years older.
Yeah, he's 2 years older than him. Right.
So it's like as soon as Moore develops, just physically and mentally, he's going to eclipse Fernando Mendoza. It's really just a matter of time. He has more arm talent. Does he have a stronger arm? I don't think he has a stronger arm. He has more arm talent. I think he has better ball placement. I think he has better accuracy. I think he surveys the field much better. I think he throws with better anticipation. Like the only thing Mendoza does better is he has a stronger arm. So I think he's better in those deep out cutting routes or those deep comebacks. Obviously, the back shoulder throw is his bread and butter that he has mastered. But there's nothing else he does with the football better than Dante Moore, in my opinion. And I think that the difference is only going to make more.
Yeah, his decision
making. Yeah. But look, and when he was at Cal, he was one of the highest turnover-worthy play guys in all of FBS. And he got with Signetti and cut down his read to just 1-2 read and check down, or one read, especially earlier in the series past year. I've been watching early in the year. It was one read. I don't see it. I run. And then toward the middle of the season, he kind of cut that down and progressed to 2 reads, and then he started checking down the ball more because he was taking some hellacious hits. But so like even then, it's like, okay, if we get Dante Moore with better coaching or more maturity, I don't really see much of what Mendoza does better than he does.
And you can argue, again, because of Mendoza's what he had to do in that offense. You can argue again. I think Dante Moore, it was a really good move by him to go back to college and get one more year. I really do think it was a great move for him. But you can make a massive argument that Dante Moore was asked to do more in his offense than Mendoza was asked to do in Indiana, because Mendoza was not asked to do a lot in Indiana. I mean, you could go through every single game and look at it and go, man, you got a playbook of like 20 plays, because he handed off the ball 30 times or plus a game. The passing, and if you average 60% RPO, like there's not much room for variety in an offense. And so you can argue that Dante Moore was asked to do more in an Oregon offense than Fernando Mendoza was asked to do at Indiana. And so, that's why that's where mistakes happen when you're asked to do more. But again, Dante Moore's young. I think it was a great move for him to go back to get more experience. Kurt, 6 quarterbacks. Bailey, Mensah, Sorby are underrated guys. I like Sorby.
Yeah, I like Sorby too. I want to see more of CJ Bailey. I think that's what you're talking about from, I think it's NC State. I want to see more of him. That dude, he's intriguing. He's intriguing. But I need to see more from him.
And people be leaving out my boy Marcel Reed, man. I know he's a little bit smaller, but I really like watching that dude play, man.
Yeah,
I really do.
I really do, man. Smaller, like.
Huh? Nah, not 5'9.5".
Yeah, no, he's like 6'1". I think he's 6'1".
Yeah,
he's
skinny, I think they list him at 6'1", but he's probably like 6 foot.
Yeah, he's skinny, man. But
he is.
I just like watching him play. So I mean, he may not even be a first round pick, but he's another guy I'm going to be watching closely to see what he does. But I think Mensah going to ball out. I think Mensah at Miami. I think that's a good look for him.
It is. Yeah. It is, and
real good look.
Raiders, real quick, y'all overthinking it. The quarterback, get the quarterback and build around him, not the other way around. Just my opinion.
You got to be confident in that quarterback.
Yeah, I respect it.
But here's my thing: is I try my best not to overthink it, but I just do my homework. That's all I do.
Yeah,
and
like if Jaden Daniels was sitting on the board right now, not a question.
Right,
not a question.
Right, like you go get the guy. Right,
you do it. You're not a question.
And Big John, pulling off Bears move will not work for the Raiders. Why is that? Let me know. I have no clue. Like, why wouldn't it work? or why would it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough. Big Low Bosco Brady was drafted by only the greatest coach that didn't make the first ballot.
Bro, yeah, that's ridiculous. Bro.
That's a whole nother conversation, man.
That's ridiculous. What's crazy is that they'll put it like Bill Belichick has 8 Super Bowl rings, right? He has 2 as a defensive coordinator, 6 as a head coach. And they will they'll punish him for cheating, but they don't punish Brady, who was the greatest beneficiary. Brady's already I think Brady's already in. Brady's already in already.
He can't be. He can't be.
Not in already?
No. Brady? He can't be, right? No.
He retired.
No.
Not in yet? It's 4 years, right? 4 years they gotta wait. He's not in yet?
No, because when they win that Super Bowl, what, 2001?
Josh McDaniels year?
No, with the Bucks. Remember, he got that with the Bucks.
That was a Josh. Oh no, that was the John Gruden year. John Gruden turned him down. But he played one more year after that, though. He played one more year after that. And that was, I want to say that was Josh McDaniels year.
Yeah, so that was what, 22?
Okay, so he's on there this year. I guarantee you Brady getting in there. Brady
he'll be first ballot.
They're not going to do Brady like they did Belichick, even though he would be the person that benefited. If anybody, first of all, Spygate you can blame on Bill Belichick. Deflategate was Tom Brady. It was a complete orchestration of Tom Brady. You are holding Bill Belichick accountable for something that Tom Brady did of his own volition, but he's not going to get punished for it. Bill Belichick is crazy.
And honestly, Spygate is probably more. It might even be more Josh McDaniels than Bill. To be honest, probably
he's
more
got that history
because he did it in Denver, didn't he?
Or he learned it prior to Denver.
He learned it.
You know, Bill probably been doing it for a long time.
Oh, Bill's probably doing it under
Parcells.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right?
VHS tapes.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I appreciate it. Hey, we're gonna keep getting to some of these chats. We're gonna talk about head coach.
Okay. We're okay. Let's go to head coach. No more Mendoza.
But if you guys can do us a big favor. I understand not a lot of people like our Mendoza talk, but if you do, rock with us. Double tap that screen. We definitely appreciate it. You got Chris Textual Podcast on this side. You got the Severe Raider over here. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. If you don't know, with over 400 people that are in the building, and if you guys are on Twitter, I think there's a Twitch in there.
Jump over to Twitch.
Man, my
guy. Love it.
Man, Twitch me hold it down.
If you're over on Twitter, come over to YouTube because then we can see your comments. Roll on over. We definitely want to get you involved in it. If you guys want to get included in the chat, hit that sub button. We do a sub only chat to show appreciation to our subscribers. Appreciate all the super chats. We appreciate all the members. Appreciate every y'all rocking with us. Again, we're going to be breaking down game film in the offseason. I think we may have our head coach, which means now we can start looking at some of these free agents now that we know the direction. So we're going to talk about it in just a second. But Vincent, real quick, you're saying even if we trade the picks, we might have to give them up in order to get a quarterback next year. So what's the point? I don't even know if we'd have to. If the Jets get their guy, then guess what? That's another team out the running.
Right.
There might be only 1 or 2 teams that really need a quarterback, and if we don't get the quarterback and we go with like an Aiden O'Connell and we kind of this year's a wash.
We'll be top 5 anyway.
We're gonna be up there. You know what I'm saying? And you get 3 first-round draft picks, you got the capital to move up and go get your guy next year if you need to. So like I'm not necessarily afraid of it, but again, I'm not a fan of it. Like I want a quarterback just as much as everybody else. Trust me. But I want it to be the right guy, and I've done some homework, and we're going to break down this game film in this offseason. So tap in with us. So Severe, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, there's no guarantee you have to give up any picks because I feel that the 4th or 5th guys in the class next year, and my guy was saying might be even the 6th guy in next year's class, they're about on par with Fernando Mendoza. So it's like you could be picking in the teams and probably still get a comparable prospect. You know, like pre-draft grade, a lot of people have him about where Bo Nix was as a quarterback. You know, and where did Bo Nix go? Was it 12, 11?
12, right before us.
Right before us. And that was in a quarterback like needy draft class where multiple teams needed quarterbacks. Yeah. You got a very stacked quarterback class coming up with not a lot of teams needing quarterbacks. this only to our benefit. And right now you're in a scarcity of good QB draft prospects this year, where there's like 2 or 3 teams that could be looking this year. Use that to your advantage. You got the leverage right now. So, a guy like my guy with the Jets now, I can't forget his name. I forget his name.
Who, the coach?
The coach, yeah.
He's I know talking about. Yeah, I know
yeah, but the head coach for the Jets, he just got off having a bad year. So his seat is already a little warm, right? It ain't hot in a hot seat, but it's like, bro, you put up 2 trash years back to back. Oh, you in some trouble. At least now, if you have a rookie quarterback out there, you kind of got the excuse. Okay, the rookie's going through growing pains, and your hope is that the guy hits the ground running and that he wins you some games and cools that seat a little bit. So like that, he's hot under the collar. He's got feeling some pressure. Like Kubiak's coming in here, he ain't got no pressure on him. He cool.
Right.
Yeah, Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like, for one, I don't think we're necessarily going to be all that good next year because, again, it's going to take some time. So, and again, you guys got to remember, if we do trade, we're getting multiple picks. So, therefore, we can, for one, we're going to get more people to be able to help out what we're doing as far as the protection and weapons. But like we said, the 3rd, 4th, 5th best guy in next year's draft may go in the mid round, something like that. But honestly, I think we can easily be in the top 10 next year, and then we can, easily have the 1st or 2nd best quarterback in next year's draft. And I think whoever that is will be better than Mendoza. That's just me. Plus, we get the draft picks. So it's
or probably the first, or the best quarterback. Because honestly, there's not very many quarterback needy teams. Maybe we need to look at that on how many might be quarterback needy teams next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's been a massive run over the last 5 years of good quarterbacks that are still starting. I mean, going back to Trevor Lawrence, right? Like, there's so many. There's been probably 4 or 5 really good quarterback draft classes, and all those quarterbacks are still playing, just in the recent years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So there's always teams that need quarterbacks, but how many next year? But TK, time for CyTek to cook. Got to trade Max ASAP. Get the best value we can for him for this rebuild to work. I'm not opposed.
TK, they're gonna hate you for that. They're gonna hate you for that take, man. We hear it all the time. They're gonna say you don't know ball, so just be prepared. They're gonna say you don't know ball.
Man, and don't worry. We'll take the heat for you. Don't worry, because they'll yell at us too. I like Mendoza, but I'd draft Caleb, Maine Daniels before him. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think those 3 quarterbacks were better prospects than Mendoza. Sports, y'all stole Kubiak from us. No, he's been our best coordinator in years. We're going to talk about that here in just a second.
You guys have had some horrible coordinators.
We're going to do a comparison. I got a little bit of a comparison. Darth Mendoza, high IQ and studies in Breeze football. He is a very coachable and strong and with strong work ethic.
I agree.
True.
Yeah.
So did Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that matter to me if you can't play?
And I think that's the thing is like, look, there is a lot to like about Mendoza. Don't get me wrong. Like we've said it. There's a lot to like about him. But there's a lot of question marks. We'll dive more into it. And when you have question marks in the areas that at least myself have question marks, then I'm valuing that prospect at the number 1 overall. Those are the question marks I want to have when picking him number 1 overall. But we're not going to argue that, yes, he's a student of the game. He is going to study his ass off. He's going to be dedicated to it, all that stuff. So I think none of us are really worried about that. John, hey, sir, if Mendoza balls out and plays, are you going to admit you were wrong?
He always does.
Well, Severe,
I've never once not admitted I was wrong about something.
Yeah.
But when Dante Moore is better than him next year, and Dante Moore puts up a Heisman-like candidate season next year, with all you people in here saying he's trash, and based off of one game, he had one bad game against a team he was greatly overmatched against. You guys saying he's trash, but nobody said Mendoza was ass over the 4 completions in the second half that he had. Like he didn't do anything in the second half against that Miami team. and they were on equal footing. Moore was playing against a team he was greatly overmatched against, and he put on a better throwing display. Outside of that first pass that was an interception, he put on a better throwing display than Carson Beck or Fernando Mendoza did. And they were playing teams that were equally matched. So when he plays better next year than Mendoza does, are you guys going to come in here and say, Severe, you were right about Dante Moore? Because nobody came back and saying, oh, Severe, you were right about Pete Carroll. Nobody coming back and saying, Severe, you were right about Ashton Genty. Nobody come back saying, Severe, you were right about Tyree Wilson. Nobody coming back saying, Severe, you know what? When you said we should pick up Spillane, that was a good pickup by the Raiders. You were right about that. When you said that Jaden Daniels was QB1 in that draft class, I know what, you were right about that. When you said that CJ Stroud was the guy over Bryce Young, oh, no, what, you were right about it. Like, nobody's coming back to say any of that. When you said that Emmanuel Forbes was trash as a corner and he shouldn't be drafted in the first round, nobody come back and said, you know what, Severe, you was right about that. Like, I ain't got it not once. So when will y'all do the same for me? When I'm proven right, will y'all come in here and be like, no, what, Severe, we got to give it up. We got to give it up to you.
Jacob Parrish.
Hey, Jacob Parrish.
All right. And that's what I'm like, and that was kind of going off of that, right? It's like, it's one of those things where, because we have this platform, I'm with you, right? Like, if we're wrong, 100%, we need to come on here. We got to say we're wrong, right? And we will. That's what you'll get with us. Because look, I will come on here and say, if I was wrong, 100%, I'll say I was wrong. But Severe makes a very good point, right? When people bash the absolute crap out of me saying that Shedeur Sanders was going to be was a first-round draft pick, and the amount of just bashing I got since I had a third-round grade.
You were the first one that I heard that really stood on that. Like, I was like, I just didn't want him at, in the first, like, I didn't want him there, but I was like, he surely will go late first round or something. I didn't think he would slip to the second, but you were the only person you stood on business when you said third round, stood on it.
And so it's like, where's all the people that bashed the absolute crap out of me in the chat that were just saying, are you kidding me? You have no clue what you're talking about. So look,
you don't know ball. You don't know ball, 805.
It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? And so, but 100%, we will come on here. And the great part is we're documented. Yeah, we're documented. Maybe I should start screenshotting some chats.
I was one of the first people saying Jackson Dart was that dude last year.
And even Saints quarterback.
Tyler Shuck. That was my QB4.
Yeah.
That was my QB4 last year.
Yeah. Like, that was my QB3.
Your QB3, right?
Yeah. But behind, I like Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, then Tyler Shuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, but once he had that highlight of him at the draft, everybody was like, you don't know ball. After that one little highlight after the draft.
I told everybody that JJ McCarthy was trash. I told everybody that Milroe was going to be trash. I told everybody that Anthony Richardson and who was the guy from Tennessee?
Hendon Hooker?
No, not Hendon Hooker. The other guy that he started at Michigan and he went
Joe Milton.
Milton, yeah.
Look, I said JJ McCarthy's trash, and I brought Chris on my show. Right. It was like, look, man, y'all don't listen to me. This is a Michigan fan who has
I'm watching since high school.
Exactly.
Since high school.
He has there's literally no advantage he gets from saying the guy that's the quarterback of his team is trash. And he's telling you that that says something. And it was like, it's QB1. I'm like, all
right, man. All right.
And look, this is where I think it's tough is when we talk about Kubiak, at least, let's do this. I'm going to talk about myself. When I talk about Fernando Mendoza, it's just question marks. It's not saying that he can't do it. It's not saying that, like he's going to fail miserably. It's just saying I have question marks, but what I will say, and all three of us on the panel were on the same page, is even after free agency last year and the way we addressed the offensive line was Alex Kappa. And if you are going to rely on the draft to shore up this offensive line, all three of us on this panel knew Genty shouldn't be the pick. There's a whole other reason why. But because the way we addressed the offensive line, we didn't want Genty at number 6. But the amount of people that bashed us, and you can make the excuse that, Genty didn't work because of the offensive line. Well, of course, that's what we were trying to tell you. We're trying to tell you that Genty's not going to work after what we saw in free agency.
Yep.
But we got bashed. And so, you can make the excuse that it was the offensive line. That's fine. But we knew that because of the way that we handled free agency.
Exactly. And probably the best projection I've ever made was on Charles Trent Williams Grant. Like you guys should have known that was happening. You should have known you wasn't getting out of this conversation.
Oh God! Okay, quarterback.
Yeah,
head coach talk.
Let's get the head coach talk.
Jesus Christ!
We're not gonna hear the damn end.
If Charles ain't starting week, Clinton already on the shit list. If he ain't starting over DJ Glaze, over Delmar Glaze, on the shit list automatically. I'm calling for his job.
My God.
This is wild. Vet, I appreciate you with the super chat. Appreciate you throwing it out there. Appreciate you always rocking with us.
Charles.
That's not going to get old. That is
not. It really won't, because he says it with a straight face out of nowhere.
I love it. I'm
dead ass serious.
Geez, man, are you trying to talk us into trading back? We're not trying to talk you into it. We're just trying to basically say, look, like, just the options are there, but we're going to break down game film, and then you guys can honestly, when we break down the game film, then definitely give us the feedback. But not trying to talk you into it. Just let's keep those options open.
Hey, Omega, he's dead serious.
I'm dead serious.
I'm
halfway joking because what people will do with Genty is like he has one good game. Like, oh my God, he's the best running back of all time. He had 1,300 yards, so he's obviously he got the 7th most touches in the league of all the players, and he was ranked in the 200s in terms of yards per play. But he's great. Like,
here's Black Steel. Genty still had a good season, but idiots say otherwise. 1,400 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns. Y'all sound crazy. So Black Steel is he even the best? Player. Is he even the best rookie running back?
He's not.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Talk about y'all sound crazy.
It's just name. It's just name height.
If what was his face? The not Trevion Henderson. No, the other one.
Oh, Quinshon.
If Quinshon didn't have to sit out the first 2 games, but also he didn't even have an offseason because of the allegations and stuff like that. If he would have started the first 2 games and because he had to sit out the first 2, and he still needed to have at least a couple games to kind of get himself going. And guess what? That Cleveland Browns offensive line was almost as bad as ours. It was bad. They did not have a good offensive line at all. If he would have had the 2 games and didn't have to kind of get his feet wet the first couple games that he started, he would have outrushed Genty. He would have. And so it's like, and he was also in a little bit of a rotation. All the other rookie running backs were in basically a rotation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Genty had all the carries.
Amarion missed most of the year. You know, Quinshon went through what he went through. Woody Marks he didn't get ready to get going till late. Woody Marks was better than Genty.
Shit. And
Kyle Monangai. I mean,
my man from the Bears. Yeah. Yep.
So
Genty is good, but I don't draft good running backs in the first round. I don't draft good running backs in the first 2 rounds. You better be elite. Yeah.
And look, I know we said it before, even though a lot of us, we like Trayvon Henderson, stuff like that. I did, Severe did. Like, Chris, I think you were high on Trayvon Henderson as well a little bit. The thing is, I wouldn't get him in the first round.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was hesitant on him in the second. Yeah. I was hoping he would fall to the third. And I was hearing that, the Broncos early on, they were saying Broncos would take him in the late first. I was like, damn, we might have to take him in the second if he falls. But like, I didn't run any running back till like the third. Even in our mock drafts, we was getting guys in the third and the fourth. We was doubling up.
We were. Real quick, Bart, and I see Big Walt, man. I see your super chat down there. I'm going to get to that here in just one quick second, man. I appreciate you. Bart, you're saying, what if we trade the pick to the Jets, pick up a vet to compete with Aiden O'Connell, Cousins, Milroe, or use free agency in the draft to build a roster, and then next year get your quarterback? Wouldn't be opposed to it. Wouldn't be opposed to it. Chris, thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying the whole time, man. So I mean, I'm just a broken record at this point. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, man. It's like
at this point, it's up to Coach Clint what he wants to do.
Right. Or if Coach Clint doesn't have the idea, we have GM Black Steel who has all of the answers. Because he said when you have so many holes, you don't pass up on great talent like Genty. Well, we had all those holes, and the reason why Genty wasn't good is because we had all those holes.
Exactly.
Only if Genty had a line. Well, we could have drafted linemen and could have
got. So if we get a line, that means Genty's going to be good, right?
So he's good because of the line.
So it wasn't Genty; it's the O-line then.
Not a generation
season. It's crazy. It's crazy how it all comes together.
All right, coach talk, man. Coach, we'll be here all day, man.
I know we're gonna do that. But Bosco, man, you had one quick one, and then I'm gonna get that super chat question. You guys, Mendoza question. You guys, Mendoza pick is an NFL hype pick. I don't like the word. Maybe you're saying, but I'd like to face the NFL type situation.
I think I know what he's saying. Where he's like,
it's the pick because we need a quarterback.
Yeah, and it's like he's like the NFL darling right now. Yeah, like I was saying, like our boy Rundown sent us like a clip earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, man, like America's about to eat this up. Oh, they're gonna. Oh my god, he's like hunky dory, shucks golly. They're gonna love that. They're gonna love that for like just the optics and like, oh, he's super clean and like doesn't curse. Oh, what the says flipping and like they're gonna eat that up. They're gonna eat that up. And it's it's not to the same degree, but it's almost like the Jack Best situation where the story is overtaking the actual play on the field.
Yeah, it is. Omega, I thought Shedeur would go mid-second. Yeah, I think it's so crazy that he dropped to 5th. I think there's other things happening, but definitely not in the first. See, Gabo, I wouldn't trust Shedeur to borrow my car. I'm drafting him high. Big Walt. Appreciate you, man. Panthers fan here. Love the channel. How y'all feel if Kubiak stayed and they hired Evero instead?
Let's severe out that one.
Yeah. I had Evero over Kubiak, to be honest with you. And you look at where Evero has worked and who he's worked with. He's worked under some of the greatest offensive minds and defensive minds. He's worked under Vic Fangio. He's worked under the Grudens. He's worked with the Hackett. He's worked under McVay. He's worked under Raheem Morris. He worked under Joe Witt Jr. Like, he's worked under some of the best minds offensively and defensively. So I think he's a guy that he went to that Chargers team with Nathaniel Hackett as head coach and instantly turned that team into like the 7th overall ranked defense in the league. I think they were like top 5 in passing defense, top 10 in rushing defense. Went to the Panthers. They were dead last in defense. And I think he has them already in like the mid-teens after 2 years. So it's like I think first year he had him in the mid-teens. I think they moved up to like 12th or something this year. So he's already, he makes an instant impact with the teams he's on. And that team they made the playoffs because of Petecarroll and McMillian, a guy I was writing about again. Hey, where's my credit for that? And because of that defense. So I just think that he's a guy that, I think he's supremely qualified. And like I said, he's been around the block. He's been in the NFL for a very long time and worked under some of the best minds. And I think he has what it takes to be a head coach. But like I had him above Clint, but it wasn't like a massive gap where it's like, oh my God, he's way better than Clint Kubiak. I had him as my 4th guy. I had Clint as my 5th guy.
Yeah, Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm not as high on him as Severe is. I mean, out of the two, I'd probably be okay with Kubiak over him. Because at this point, like if I wanted to go a defensive guy, there was plenty guys out there that I would have rather have went defense that had more experience. So out of the two, I would take Kubiak. But the one I did not want was Davis Webb. That was the one that was just a no-go for me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And look, the more and more Evero kind of came into the picture with the second interview, and Severe, I know you were high on him, so I kind of started doing a little more research. His history is actually pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's excellent. It's sterling.
Yeah, you gotta love the history, and I know Severe. We're gonna talk about head coaches, but when you look back, the one thing that I want to look at is really history, right? I lean more offensive-minded head coach. That's what I wanted, like most of us, but Evero is interesting. I think he's got good enough experience to where if you do bring him on, you can trust the process. You got to give him the time to trust the process because he's got enough experience. I did not know that he was coaching the NFL for like 10 plus years. which is wild. So I think that I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd still just be kind of cautious, but with the experience, I would be like, let's rock with 3 years, 3 to 4 years. Let them roll and let's see what we got out of them. But man, appreciate the super chat. Troy Gill, Trey Genty, and Mendoza is not a good quarterback. Watch out, Troy Gill. Look, I have a lot of question marks, but I wouldn't say he's not a good quarterback. It's all comparing him to the number 1 overall draft pick, and I think that's the tough part.
That's what people's not. Yeah, that's what they're not getting. You know, at the end of the day, that's what they're not getting. They're thinking we're just saying that he's trash. We're not saying that at the end of the day, but they hear what they want to hear. So
if we don't say he's the best quarterback you've ever seen,
right?
He's generational. He's Joe Burrow, and he's saying he's trash. Like every quarterback prospects coming into the league, they have flaws, and it depends on, are we in position to mitigate those flaws? And I don't think we have the pieces on the roster to do it. And I don't know if the pieces are out there in free agency that are going to be able to do it either. And the draft, you know, that remains to be seen. But so how well he does his first year, you know, I don't know. And if people are already saying maybe we should sit him, but then just draft the quarterback next year. Draft the quarterback next year.
So again, when we continue to talk about Mendoza, it's not that we're saying he's trash. It's all evaluating him as the number 1 overall draft pick and the expectations that come with that pick. So what up, Chewy? What's going on, man? You said don't trade shit. Hey, that's what a lot of people like. People are all about that. Mopar, we're going to talk about that here in just 1 second. Chewy, also,
I don't think we are. I don't think we're ever going to get to that 805.
I know.
We're never going to get to that.
But hey, you're saying Genty's good, and you're right. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. I want great.
Exactly. You don't draft good running backs in the first round. Like that's like he's good. He's good. He's good.
Oh no, Troy, man. That running back, that Jeremiah Love is actually pretty damn good.
Troy, they're gonna hate you, Troy. Troy, they're gonna hate you.
Yeah.
They're gonna hate you, and you know who's gonna end up getting him is the Chiefs.
Oh my God, if he goes to the Chiefs, bro.
Well, I mean, but I think they hired didn't they hire
McCullough?
They hired McCullough, who coached them in,
and they brought back Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Love is gonna go.
What happened to Nagy? Did they fire Nagy? Did they get rid of Nagy?
It seemed like it because I don't think he like because I know he was having. Now if we would have hired him as a head coach,
bro,
I would have lost it.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing with Nagy. I don't know what they're doing with Nagy.
Yeah, Nagy. They did Nagy like Seattle did Pete Carroll.
You don't got to go home.
Exactly.
Right.
Count these staples for us.
Hey, TK, I don't know if you went. You're on my live on Friday. I went live on Friday, and Monroe Freeling, the offensive tackle for Georgia, he's actually a guy that I'm paying attention to. So, and Jake Slaughter from Florida, he looks good too.
Yeah.
All right, goddamn. Hey. We need to talk. We need to talk a little bit of head coaching talk. But Houston, man, you're saying y'all failing to realize that we had the worst offensive line coach in the league. Oh no, we realized that. Don't get me wrong.
We realized it before the season started.
I said before the season he was the worst offensive line coach in the league, and I was wrong because Pete Carroll has Super Bowls and he won at a USC, and so I didn't know what I was talking about. That's why it's like everybody's you don't know what you're talking about. That same thing they said when I said Pete Carroll was trash, and I said Brendan Carroll was trash. Like I said, we shouldn't draft. Like those the same people saying the same thing, and now they're back. Just wash, rinse, and repeat, baby. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah. No, my biggest question mark going into last season, I said it when we went live in our famous live with Lunatic in his hat.
The hat.
On that live, and that was like a week. That was like in May or something like that. I basically said like my biggest question mark going into this season was Brendan Carroll.
Yep.
Because there's nothing in his resume that says he needs to be our offensive line coach.
Yeah. And
we needed a good offensive line. So, yeah.
When he started playing around with JPJ, I was through. At that point.
So what's ironic is that Brendan Carroll was actually he was run game coordinator over there over with Seattle for a while. So when they say Kubiak is the best guy they've had in a long time, it's you blame Pete Carroll for that.
God damn it! All right, here we go. All right, man. But Houston, man, I appreciate you rolling up here. I know, like, we're gonna definitely talk. Is Mendoza better than Bo Nix? I can tell you that is for sure. Mendoza is better. Okay, I have to address this.
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of for Bo Nix. Okay, I'm not saying Bo Nix is perfect, but what Bo Nix had to do in Oregon was a million times more than what Mendoza has had to do in Indiana. All right, so to say that, and again, this is my opinion. I did a lot of research on Bo Nix at Oregon. Bo Nix, again, I'm not saying he's like this amazing quarterback. I'm not, but Bo Nix did a shit ton more at Oregon than Mendoza has had to do in Indiana. And so I just don't think that Mendoza is a better prospect than Bo Nix at all, in my opinion. So, but that's just me. I know a lot of people don't like Bo Nix. That's fine. Okay, shit. We need to. Damn, I'm behind the chat. I apologize, everybody. Let's get some.
This is coach. Let's get to your coach, 805. This is your guy.
Yeah, you know what? This is your day. This is your day, 805. This is your day, man.
Rundown getting called to the carpet at a later date.
Yeah.
Today is your day.
Yeah, this is your day, man.
This is my day. Because you know what, though? You know what? Because I kept looking around.
You're pulling out the Caribbean?
No. I told prior
is
to
this Adam Butler special.
I told and the amount of hate that I got on Bo Nix, god damn it, chat.
Dude, you got a lot of hate.
I got a lot of hate. It was bad. But the Caribbean's gonna come out. The Adam Butler Caribbean's gonna come out when pen is put to paper.
There you go.
All right?
Okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
There you go.
All right.
Pen gets put to paper. That's why it's just beer today.
Look, he messed around, called an audible. We asked out. You go see Ozempic Cornell.
Oh man!
And
before we get started, though,
he didn't have it easy. But I'm not getting into it.
But before we get started, man, just this guy, I have my boys back. Hey, man, everything that my boy Severe says is documented. It's not about he said it; it's documented. So
exactly.
regardless of how you want to feel about it,
you
can go back years ago and see what the dude was saying on the shows.
Yep.
Documented, man.
All documented.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
And that's what I actually love about this YouTube stuff is it's this documented. So go back. Google me. No, I'm saying. I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right, Kurt.
Joking. I'm joking. Jesus Christ. Y'all need to calm down, chat. Okay. But before
it's your day.
It's my day. Because I'm telling you right now, as the news hit, right? And before we get to that news, because there's definitely something I want to talk about. And this is more about my guy over here. All right. I want to give him his time to kind of just get this off his shoulders a little bit.
From Arizona.
All right. And we're talking about him. So chat, let us know what you thought. Obviously, a lot of people did like Mike LaFleur, right? A lot of people did like KLINT Kubiac. Obviously, all the news is surrounding KLINT Kubiac, but Mike LaFleur is now over at Arizona. Severe, I'm gonna let you get off your chest first, man. What's your thoughts on Mike LaFleur going to Arizona? Chat, let us know what your thoughts.
This is a ballsy move, man. To take that job for that organization in that division, man, that is a ballsy move, man. The two teams that just played in the NFC Championship game are in that division. And the other team was in the playoffs. And they lost in what? Did they lose in a wild card? Yeah, they lost in a wild. They didn't lose in a wild card. They lost in the second round because Seattle beat them. So they got three teams that one of them, all three teams in that division outside of Arizona, the other three teams all won playoff games this year. That's insanity. And you're stepping into that mess, with uncertainty at quarterback. You don't know what you're going to do at running back. You're hoping that you can get the most out of Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Michael Wilson is a dog. I think Trey McBride, he was the best tight end statistically last year. I think, holistically, when Brock is healthy, he's tight end 1B behind Brock's 1A. So you got some weapons over there. Obviously, Paris Johnson, who they stole from us at tackle. You got Will Johnson, who they stole from us at corner. So you got some stuff to work with, but you're in a murderer's row of a division. And the difference is the coaches over there, like those guys, they in their prime. They young. You got Harbaugh's the oldest one. And he's his early 50s, late 40s, early 50s. You got McVay. McVay is McVay even 40 yet? If he is, he's maybe I don't even know if he's 40 yet. But if he is in his early 40s,
I don't know.
And then obviously McDonald is young too. So you're stepping into the toughest division in all of football.
You mean Shanahan, right? Shanahan, you mean Shanahan, not you said Harbaugh.
Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, Shanahan. Yeah, Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan. I'm tripping. Yeah, so like, yeah, you stepping into the toughest division in all of football with one of the worst rushers in all of football. So that's a bold move. And you know, people compare it to what Ben Johnson did last year. No, because the Bears had pieces. They already had DJ Moore. They had Rome Odunze. They had obviously they brought in Keenan Allen, but you know they had some other.
They got the tight end crew over there.
They already had. Then they drafted Loveland. They already had Komet. So they had some stuff that you can work with, and obviously they had Caleb on the roster already. So you had a guy that you projected to be your franchise quarterback. Like, people are down on Kyler. Like, you know, the arrow was pointing up for Caleb, where you can see you can get more out of him. The arrow is clearly, the stock is down on Kyler. So you're banking on either you're able to get a quarterback, because they pick at 3. So either do you go Ty Simpson there, you know, or are you trying to trade back? Like, what do you do there? So yeah, man, that is if that was me, I would have stayed in. LA.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have stayed in LA. But you know, power to him. Power to him.
It's gonna be an interesting road for him. Real quick, and I'll say this in severe. I'll let you get this off your chest too, because I think you're eyeballing it. Rick, you're saying LaFleur sucked with the Jets, but everyone sucks with the Jets. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But at least for me, I don't judge him off of what he did to the Jets.
Third time being offensive coordinator, and
even though Mike LaFleur is my 1A or my 1B, I guess. I don't judge him for what he did to the Jets, even with some little bit of success he had with the Jets. It's the Jets. It's your first time, and I just love the fact that he had the experience.
Tanner Engstrom just got fired after 1 year with the Jets.
Yeah. So, real quick, Silver, do you want to address this one? Then Chris, to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he struggled with the Jets, but like I said, Robert Saleh was the head coach there, and Robert Saleh fought to have that guy stay on as offensive coordinator because he understood the value that he brought there. So, you know, I think that was his first opportunity to be offensive coordinator and really call plays. Obviously, he's had success with the Rams as their offensive coordinator. Sean McVay is a play caller there, but I just think the experience he gained there, dealing with the rookie quarterback and those dynamics in a struggling franchise, I think that's going to pay dividends. I think that would have paid dividends with us. That's part of the reason why I wanted him here, because
you've seen it before. He's seen the chaos. Yeah,
exactly. From a bad organization with the rookie quarterback that you're trying to fight through, and when you know, they say oftentimes you learn more in failure than you do in success. So you can look at everything you did there and take stock not only of the situation, but take stock of yourself and say, you know what, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. Next time I get an opportunity, I'm going to be better because of my failures there. And we see it with Clint. Clint failed with the Vikings. Well, I say failed, but he didn't do great with the Vikings. He was mid-tier with the Vikings. You know, basically failed with the Saints, and were there extenuating circumstances? Yes, but he failed with the Saints. And he got another opportunity, and he made the most of it with Seattle. So he's on opportunity 3. We're not even going to talk about we'll talk about his other places he was at as later on when we talk about the head coach. But so like there are other failures in there too. So, you know, like just because you fail in one spot, you know, that doesn't define who you are.
It doesn't at all. Now, if there's a consistency of failing, then then we can talk about it. But yeah, just that one time, and it's the Jets. It's the Jets. Chris, man, thoughts on Mike LaFleur?
Yeah, man, it's kind of what you guys are saying. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you're banking on, with Zach Wilson, as immature as he was at that point, it just wasn't a good setup. But the thing is, you can see what he's done. You know, still kind of teaming up, with the Rams. You know, I think, of course, you want to give Sean McVay, all the credit, but you could tell that Mike LaFleur is getting them busy. What they were doing in the red zone with Devontae. I mean, Devontae was unstoppable. I mean, they were unstoppable in the red zone for the most part. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's risky, for him to go there. I think I would have stayed at the Rams, try to run it back and get to the Super Bowl, and then kind of get the pick of the litter. at that point. But yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be tough.
Vontae had a game where he had 25 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that was overseas too. I think that was in England or something. He got busy.
I would just be
insanity.
Again, just because Mike LaFleur was my 1B, and again, it was just the difference between play calling duties, right? I mean, we're talking about Kubiak, but that was my biggest difference between them two. Is like just knowing that Kubiak, he's the play caller. You know that he's orchestrating it, and can Mike LaFleur actually replicate what we're seeing with the Rams? And so that was my one knock on him, or not knock, but it was just the difference between him and Kubiak. But I think that's going to be – I'm really curious as to what's going to happen with Kyler Murray. Because if he moves on from Kyler Murray, if he goes somewhere else, who knows where he goes. But if he goes somewhere else, and if it's not the Jets, now you have us, the Jets, and the Cardinals looking for a quarterback. And now that makes that number 1 overall pick that much more enticing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching for where what happens with Kyler Murray. If he stays with the Cardinals, okay, he stays. But if he moves on and goes somewhere else, other than the Jets, that opens up the door for a bidding war. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to be looking to see kind of what happens with Kyler Murray. So it's going to be interesting for sure. All right. Let's get to the next one. This guy right here. So what I'm going to say is.
Look at him glowing. Look at him glowing.
No, you ready?
The Asian man is blushing, man.
So check this out, though. When this report came out, when all of a sudden it says that, look, like there's a good chance we're inking him up, right? I was like, man, you know that feeling? When it's 110 in the desert? In case some of y'all live in the desert. I live in the desert.
I got 12 inches of snow right now. I can't relate.
Or you're on a cruise like Chris.
It was 81 degrees today in California.
It was -5 here.
And you jump in the lake, or you're at the it's 100 degrees by the beach. You could jump in the water, or you're out there 3 hours doing yard work, and you could just sit back and have a nice cold beer.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like when you could be on the same side as Raider Nation, like 90% of them. I don't know what it feels like.
I don't either. So
I don't either.
I sat there going, man, like, I don't know what this feels like. But because I'm seeing everybody kind of coming into it and being like, hey, KLINT KUBIAC's the guy, I'm like, this feels kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it feels warm. You know what I'm saying? It feels nice. And I said, I'm gonna come on here and be like, my guys need to just come over here for a second. Just come on over here for a second and just feel the weather on this side. Because actually being around the weather that Raider Nation actually is kind of on your side, feels good. It feels
maybe
good
one day. Maybe one day.
It's 8:05. Woke up this morning. His beer was extra cold. His shirts were extra black.
Oh yeah,
they were clean.
His shirts ain't never been blacker than they were today. He's a man.
His daughter's probably got some free candy too.
They probably got some candy. He just set it on the table. Went outside.
Like, have at it, ladies.
Help yourselves.
The amount of time I've been on the same side as Raider Nation, man, I don't even remember.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there one day. I don't know what, but one day I'm gonna get there.
And Chad, I promise you, I'm gonna try to get them over to the warm side. It's like a cold beer after 3 hours of yard work. I'm serious. It feels nice. It's warm.
I don't hate Kubiak though. I don't hate him. So it's not like I'm all the way, to the hating side. So I'm cool.
Yeah. I don't hate Kubiak either. I'm just it's just way he wasn't my top choice. I don't hate the hire. I'm not going outside like spinning around like this, like with my arms and then it's just like, okay, we get hired a coach. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, Houston, man, I appreciate you rocking with us. Appreciate you throwing a super chat out there, man. And look, what you're going to get with us, there's definitely going to be back and forth, but it's just
it's all fun, man. It's all fun, man.
Any support you can give, that's more than enough,
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Hey, me, I just want y'all to double tap my screen. I ain't tripping on money. Just double. God damn, I just want to get in the algorithm again, man. Sheesh.
But look,
yeah, if I don't like my takes, hit me twice in the face with your finger.
I'm gonna steal that one. I like that.
God damn it. See, so look, yes, I'm a big Kubiak guy, but it goes back to just experience, right? It goes back to experience, just like Michael LaFleur. The experience between him and Kubiak are something that you could respect. It's something that you can, one thing that the Raider Nation has not had for a very long time is us being able to sit back and have a coach, obviously outside of Pete Carroll, but there was a lot of things with Pete Carroll that were going against us, age being one of the biggest ones. But at least KLINT Kubiak can bring to the table the experience that allows us to sit back and try to trust the process for 3 to 4 years, right? It's always a risk. And as much as, yes, that was my guy, that's who I wanted us to take, I understand that it comes with risk because he's never done it before. And so we're going to have to kind of just sit back and go, okay, how is he going to be able to handle this position, knowing that he's never done it before? But all I'll be able to revert back to is the fact that the experience is there. And he showed that he can handle an offense and run the offense at a high level. That's what he's showing this year. And I have now become a Seattle Seahawks fan so that there's no goddamn hiccups of him wanting to try to go back and pull a Ben Johnson. Which
let's run it back.
But I don't think it will, because I think Ben Johnson ran it back because he knew he had Jared Goff. Sam Darnold is a free agent after this year. I think he goes into free agency. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take it back.
No.
My bad. I was thinking of somebody different.
Yeah,
I'd be curious if he does try to run it back again, with Seattle. But I think with KLINT Kubiak, obviously he showed, and we're going to do a little bit of comparison of what Seattle's offense looked like 2 years ago versus from when he took it over. We'll do a little bit of comparison, just how much he improved that offense. But at the same time, I think it allows us as a Raider fan base to at least sit back. Yes, even through this next 3, maybe 4 years, you could be critical. You can say, look, it's not looking good. You wouldn't have made this decision or what have you. But at the end of the day, I think we can at least do our best to trust the process, given the fact his experience is very extensive within the NFL and the fact that he's running a very high-powered offense, that he's finding success as an offensive coordinator. We can at least trust the process. Again, I talked about Pete Carroll, but let's go back to Antonio Pierce. That was my biggest knock on Antonio Pierce, is that as much as he was that kind of rah-rah guy, his experience was almost nothing in the NFL as it relates to a coach. And when you sit there and go, trust the process, what process is there to trust?
Right.
He's only been a position coach, a linebacker coach, 5 years prior to us bringing him on. He was a high school coach. So there wasn't, when everybody wants to say, trust the process, what process is there? So at least with KLINT Kubiak, we can sit there and go, okay, may not agree with maybe some of the things he does, but let's trust the process. Let's see how it works out. And I think we can at least somewhat agree that we can try to at least give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt based on his experience. And so I'm going to Chris, I'll throw it to you first. What's your thoughts on KLINT Kubiak? Chat, let us know what your thoughts are. Do me a big favor. Hit that hashtag Raiders. We've got over 400 people in the building. Double tap that screen. Chris Peck Show podcast over here. The Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider. Real Talk Raider Nation. We appreciate y'all. Hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know what your thoughts are on KLINT Kubiak as the head coach. Chris, man, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've been saying, man. I'm going to support him. Again, I think where my mind just automatically goes is, just looking at the other coaches in our division. We have, arguably the strongest, most experienced, coaches, division of coaches in all of football. So I think it's going to be tough, man, for a guy like Kubiak to really come in there and try to out scheme some of those guys. I just think it's going to be tough. So that's why I wanted someone with a little bit more experience. I mean, I understand the, getting a young mind, someone with some fresh ideas and things like that. But I just don't know if he's a leader, if he can lead. Now, he may be able to do it. You know, we won't know until he gets in there. It's just some of the things when you look at interviews and things like that, mannerisms. You know, I don't know if he's going to be that guy that really just demands and commands respect and stuff like that. I mean, the guys might like him, but you know, being able to really get, you know, grown men, you know, the whole team, not just the offense, not just the quarterback room, just getting all those guys to follow you. So that was one thing I was just unsure about. But again, he might get in there and his coaching style and leadership style might work. I don't know. And then also I just want to see what kind of staff he can put together. You know, you get some of these young guys, they don't necessarily have the ability to get, you know, the best names, you know, for the position coaches and things like that. You know, because sometimes those you know, good position coaches don't want to go with a young coach. So, you know, it just depends, man. It's just a lot of question marks. I don't hate the guy, but you know, he definitely was not one of my top picks. But now that he's our coach, I'm going to support him. I hope they win the Super Bowl. You know, I hope all those things that we're seeing that he brought to Seattle, you know, he's able to do for us. And I mean, he can scheme guys open. He's gotten a lot from Walker, you know, what he's done with, you know, the receiver. I mean, he's got him playing at a high clip. So I just want to see what he can do with us.
Yeah. Sir, I'll throw it to you here in just a second. We're going to go through just some of these chats. I'll throw it to you. Don, you're saying I was watching some of the Jesse highlights. Goddamn, they need to throw him the ball more in space. Line him up as a wide receiver. What do y'all think? Don, I don't know if you rocked with us, but we broke down game film during the season. After every single game on Wednesdays, we break down the game film, and we threw him the ball in space. Yeah. When you watch the highlights, yeah, he looked okay in highlights, but highlights are just highlights. If you go back and watch him, and we threw him in space, like he also struggled to make the proper cuts in open space. Yeah. And so it's kind of hit or miss with him in open space and just how he's going to be able to perform. And we showcased that multiple times throughout the season. But, you know, if Mendoza wants to throw him the ball, go ahead and throw him the ball. I hope Mendoza's a lot better at throwing if we get him, to Brock Bowers and the receivers that we have. So real quick, Severe, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, man. Ashton Jeanty is the exact opposite of the guy that Fernando Mendoza likes to throw the ball to. Like a short, squatty guy with short arms, small catch radius, and, you know, questionable hands. If you're a receiver, as a running back, I think he has good hands, but as a receiver, his hands will be questionable. So, like, those aren't the guys that normally Fernando Mendoza thrives with, you know, especially on the outside. If you want to throw some swing passes out of the backfield or do some stuff like that, you know, I think that's all well and good. Or if you want to design him where he's like wide open over the middle of the field, you know, hopefully you get him one-on-one with linebackers and stuff like that, and it's an easy read, stuff like that. Okay, I can see, but I'm not lining Ashton Jeanty up on the outside and like running them on routes like against, you know, DBs and corners and nothing like that. Like that's not his. Like that's Bijan can do stuff like that. I think Trey can do stuff like that. Christian McCaffrey obviously can do stuff like that. Like that's not Ashton Jeanty's game. Not in the NFL.
Yeah, boy, George, if Kubiak loses the locker room, how long will Davis put up with it? I honestly don't even know if we want to address that right now. Like, you just don't even know.
Yeah, let's not even put that in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
let's not even put that up. Let's not even think about that. Yeah.
Let's give him his 3 to possibly 4 years, and we'll kind of figure it out.
I'm stretching it. It's just 3. Rather get 3. Don't be stressing. Don't try to stretch it to 4. Brother, you got
3 to 4 to 5 years, and we'll win a goddamn Super Bowl.
Brother, you got 3.
Well, hold on. Shout out to Big John. I don't trust him, but Big John, just so everybody knows, Big John is an advocate, a massive Pete Carroll fan. I think he was so mad that we let go of Pete Carroll. He was so bitter.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Big John. He loved
you exist.
Yeah. So
wow, you guys still out there. Hey man, power to you. Hey, stand on your square, Big John. I didn't have to stand 10 toes down on many occasions, bro. Stand strong.
Him and Bob the Surfer. Bob the Surfer, they love Pete Carroll. But John Fallon, I'm gonna try. John Fallon, I need my 2 guys over here just to know just how comfortable it feels being with the Raider fan base. Okay, I'm gonna try.
The thing, if we weren't the second losingest team in the last 20 years, then I might be able to go.
But again, 100%. It's always risky. All right, Severe man. Thoughts on KLINT Kubiak? I'll be right back. Thoughts on KLINT Kubiak?
Where do I begin? First of all, let's look at that face. I mean, as I said, I'm on the same wavelength as my brother from another Chris. We often agree. As long as the topic of conversation isn't Chip Kelly or Josh Jacobs, we're generally in agreement.
Right.
But it's not a hire that that like really gets me motivated and excited about the team going forward. It's I'm taking a wait and see approach. Like, okay, let's see what he does. This interesting. I'm okay with it, but it's not. I don't feel the excitement and exuberance that a lot of Raider Nation is feeling right now. And that quite frankly, a lot of people were feeling after we hired Pete Carroll, right? Or a lot of people. I'm one of the few people in Raider Nation that when we were going through the Antonio Pierce, the interim stages. It's like, hey, I am, man. I am. I'll fuck your life up. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be down having a bad day. Be like, Severe, can I talk to you? No, don't talk to Severe.
Don't talk to me, man. But when we were going through an interim Antonio Pierce, I was probably the only holdout saying, like, I don't want this dude as my head coach. Like, I don't think he's ready.
I was all in. I ain't gonna lie.
It wasn't until when he beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day, and it was basically all defense that did it. I was like, well, okay. Then we got we got to hire him, but we got to give him time to grow into the role because I don't think he's ready. And we did one of those things, and we didn't do the other thing. So I'm really critical when it comes to my head coaching hires. I didn't like I said, I didn't initially want the Pete Carroll hire. I didn't want the Pete Carroll hire at all. Rather, I didn't initially want the Antonio Pierce hire. So like I scrutinize these guys and I look at what they've done elsewhere. And it's been for KLINT Kubiak, it's been basically a calamity everywhere he's gone. Look at he was offensive assistant with the Broncos. I think he started off in his dad's last year there. And that was the season that he got his dad fired, and then Ozempic Cornell took over and, they were terrible there as well. Right. And then he was there with Hackett. I think he left after that. I think he left and I think he went to the Vikings at that point, and they were as offensive coordinator and they were mid. All right. And then he went to work under Hackett as the offensive or the passing game coordinator and QB coach, and they were trash. And Hackett didn't even make it through the entire season. I think he got fired after like 11 games or something like that. So like everywhere he's gone, it's been bad except Seattle. That's the one place where he's had success. So it's like, so you're hoping we caught him. You hoping we caught him on the upswing, right? And I'm sure 805 is going through his history, and you've seen it. He got off to a good start. People say, oh, he was a top 10 offense before. The reason why he was a top 10 in offense before Derek Carr got hurt is because they had two massive games, week 1 and week 2, where they put up 40 plus those first 2 weeks, and they immediately fell off a cliff. But because they put up such massive numbers those first 2 weeks, that skewed the numbers. So if you put up 40 plus and then you put up 10 over the next 5 games, your scoring average is still going to be relatively high because you put up those 40s are acting as outliers. So people are, oh, well, they didn't get bad into a car. No, they started getting bad after the second week. And then it's just what he did those first 2 weeks kind of carried his average and kind of skewed the statistics. But he wasn't good after those initial weeks. And so that's what I'm saying. But what he's doing in Seattle, you can't sneeze at it. He's doing a fantastic job. He's doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. I think what he's doing with Sam Darnold, a veteran quarterback, mind you, I think he's doing a great job. I think he's revitalized Kenneth Walker because Kenneth Walker, he's having a good season, but he's putting up basically similar numbers that he put up as a rookie. I think he's basically doing the same thing with Zach Charbonnet that Zach Charbonnet's been doing whenever Zach Charbonnet is healthy. Zach Charbonnet is going to give you 4 yards to carry in that range, in spot duty. So I think he's doing good there. Obviously, Jackson Smith and Jigba is having an incredible season. But outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., all those Ohio State guys are really, really good receivers. I mean, I think that's a testament to Brian Hartline, I think, who took over at USF. I think he went to USF, Southern Florida. But I think that's a testament to what he does over there because all those guys are successful in the pros. So, I want to give Kubiak some of that credit because obviously he's taking advantage and he's putting them in those positions to be successful. But, you know, a lot of that is just, I think just Jackson is just a damn good receiver. He's a hell of a wide receiver prospect. And I think some of that may go to Kupp as well, because that, you know, his revival or him having that breakout year kind of coincides with Cooper Kupp going over there and being able to mentor him. And in a Cooper Kupp, we all know he's a student of the game, and Cooper Kupp is the guy who is a student of the game, and he loves KLINT Kubiak. So I think that's another feather in the hat of KLINT Kubiak. So I think, you know, if this was the year, maybe it took him some time to figure everything out, to kind of get away from the Denver organization and get away from people he's worked with in the past and kind of be his own man and do things his way 100%. And maybe that's what it took. And maybe that's what we're seeing with him now in Seattle. And hopefully he's able to carry that success forward and bring that over here, because Lord knows we need a guy, you know, that can do that, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But much like people worried about Josh McDaniels as how he was in the locker room and being a leader and all of that stuff, I have those same questions about KLINT Kubiak, even more so. I think the thing about Josh, he might have been too strict on guys. And KLINT Kubiak, I don't know how strict he will be or how much respect he will command or will demand. And when it comes down to it, you know, like, you're going to have to do it at some point, especially if this team or when this team faces adversity. And it remains to be seen if he can do it, because scheme for scheme, I don't think he's better than Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
I don't think he's better than Josh McDaniels at all. Scheme for scheme. I don't think he's better than Mike McDaniel. Scheme for scheme, but you know, I think that I think
that's debatable. It's hard to it's hard to actually put that, how you scale that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, you look at what he did against the Rams and stuff like that. You know, it's hard to really pinpoint how you can differentiate between the three. Yeah, you know, so I guess the way I can put it is, like, it's kind of objective.
Yeah, well, I think Mike McDaniel one time had like the number one scoring offensively. I think he were number one in scoring and number one in yards with Tua Tagovailoa. I think that's just want to go for scale. I think that's scale like a motherfucker right there.
My bad. You said Mike McDaniel. My bad. I thought you said Josh McDaniel.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think Josh McDaniels. I said both of them. I think Josh McDaniels was just Josh McDaniels. What he's doing at the instant turnaround you kind of seen with this offense. I just think that, you know, and I don't know if the Patriots are ranked higher offensively. I'm pretty sure they are. So I think they have like a top 5 offense, I want to say. And Drake May is having, you know, MVP type season. Obviously, we see what Trayvon's doing. We see what he's doing with Kayshon Boutte. We're seeing the revitalization of Stephon Diggs. You see here Stephon Diggs crying after the game because nobody believed in him. I know Chris, my dog Chris is the only person that believed. I don't know he was washed, but he was heavily rinsed off.
Yeah, I wanted him.
He was covered in Don dish soap already. the sponge was heading toward Stephon Diggs, and then, you know, obviously Josh McDaniels and that team, they stepped in and they kind of revitalized them. So I think both those guys are better schemers than KLINT Kubiak. But, you know, just having a better scheme, like I said, that's not the end all be all, because Josh McDaniels is one of the best schemers in the league. He couldn't cut it as a head coach. So there's other things, other intangible things that go into it, and we're hoping that KLINT Kubiak is able to capture some of those things in his tenure with us.
Yeah, for me and Severe, when you kind of mentioned it, you know, Mike McDaniel, for myself, I never thought he had the personality to be a head coach. And that was my initial assessment of him when he got the Miami job. When it comes to KLINT Kubiak, yeah, I think there can be definite question marks as to how are you going to command a locker room? How are you going to be the voice that when you're down 21-3 and you need to bring this team back, or you're now facing, you know, a 3-7 season, and you got to figure out how do you rally the troops to kind of come back? Is he going to have that command of the locker room in order to make it work? I'm with you. You watch him at the podium, and you don't know if he has that demeanor to him. Now, can he do it in different ways? Maybe, you know, because I know a lot of people kind of had that knock.
Time out real quick. Let me address this real quick. The Broncos won the Super Bowl in 2015. You know where KLINT Kubiak was? He was the wide receivers coach for the almighty Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah, Kansas.
But all the pros they put into the league got it from that Jayhawks team. That's where he was wide receivers coach at. So no, he was not with his dad when they won the Super Bowl that year. He was working for Kansas.
Yeah, because he didn't get there till that next year.
Got there the next year. It was subsequently the years dad got fired, and then he worked 2 years under Ozempic Cornell.
Jesus Christ.
That is wild.
No, I had to run and go get some more beers to celebrate this KLINT Kubiak news, but not sure how much slander Severe had on Kubiak. But you know, like Chris, I was saying it before when we first went on live, is I want to look at kind of just the recent situation with KLINT Kubiak. Just kind of how he was doing quarterback wise, because when you go look at and Severe, you kind of talk about it, right? Wide receiver coach at Kansas City, right? You kind of look at where he was at.
Kansas,
not
Kansas
sorry.
City.
Yeah, my bad. Texas A&M, offensive quality coach. Texas A&M graduate assistant. Minnesota Vikings, offensive quality coach from 2013-2014. Back to Kansas, receiver coach. Then Denver Broncos, 2016 to 2018, offensive assistant. Minnesota Vikings, 2019-2020, quarterbacks coach. And then he kind of hits his offensive coordinator stint in 2021. And for myself, when you look at like Minnesota Vikings quarterback coach, right, you might be able to go look at the quarterback and see how well did he do. And sometimes it's really hard to assess how well he's doing as a quarterback coach when, let's say, the offensive coordinator isn't calling the right plays. You know, and I'm going to say this same like with Mike LaFleur, right? I would assess it the same exact way, to where you could be a good quarterback coach or you could be doing good things, but if the offensive coordinator just isn't calling the right plays,
you all look bad as a unit.
It's hard to assess.
Yeah.
Just were you good? Were you bad? Right. And so same thing like Broncos, 2022, passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach. You can go back and look. I think Russell Wilson was there that year. How well did Russell Wilson do? And just how well did that offense run? And how can you equate that to the quality of coach that KLINT Kubiak is? It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to really dissect it down to whether or not he's going to be a good coach.
I think Russ did well too. I think people like to hate on Russ what he did that year. I think he did. I think Russ did well. You know, I think it wasn't
not that. It wasn't not that. Year.
It was the next. It was the next year.
Yeah. He did well under. Yeah, he did well under Peyton. But yeah, because that was Hackett's year, and Hackett got fired. So. He was trash that year.
Oh yeah, that was the Hackett year. Oh yeah, that was the Hackett year. Oh yeah.
So I got it.
My goodness, yeah.
We're gonna rip
number one defense though with number one defense under with the Jero Evero. He did. Evero did his job.
So
he was. Yep. Yeah, they were.
Look at Big John is gonna stand 10 toes down.
Clint is coming here, bro. He's not going to fail. I don't think he's going to fail, and he's definitely coming. He keeps saying he's going to be our head coach, and I don't think he's going to be a failure. How good he does remains to be seen, but I don't think he's going to fall on his face.
If it's not Pete Carroll, it's a failure, according to Big John over there. So I kind of started with the Minnesota Vikings. He was the offensive coordinator over there. Okay, and Severe, I know you're kind of talking about it. And look, again, you don't always just want to look at just stats. You don't want to just look at the stats, but also at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do you kind of equate just any success he may have had? And so I have some of it. So you just kind of look at the stats as offensive coordinator. That was a hell of a defense they had over there, I believe, with Minnesota. I think that might have been the year that
we had the Daniil Hunter over there still.
I think they had a hell of an offense or defense. Yeah. But with him as the offensive coordinator, and I think, Severe, you kind of mentioned that there was some games that kind of threw off the stat, or at least that
was under the Saints. There's some games early that skewed the.
What year? You talking about the 19?
That was that was 21, I think, when he was with the Vikings.
Yeah, so this is the year, the 2021 year. Kirk Cousins 4,200 yards.
Okay, yeah, because he was there 3 years. So you talking about when he was OC though?
Yeah,
he was OC at 21. Yeah.
Yeah, in 21. Prior to that, he was, I believe, I can go back. Quarterback's coach.
Yeah.
So again, it's just a pull reference, right? Again, we can kind of do a deeper dive on just his overall performance as a offensive coordinator. We had Kirk Cousins
Jettis put up 1,600 yards as a rookie. Eesh.
As a rookie, that was it Justin Jefferson
That was the draft. Yes, it was that draft. Yes, because I had Justin Jefferson ranked over. What's my man? I know. I had actually had. Yeah, Ray had Justin Jefferson ranked second. Yeah, over Ruggs. I had my dude. They got hands for feet. They got feet for hands rather.
Oh, I hate him, Judy.
Yeah. I had Judy fourth. I had Judy ranked fourth. The people told me I was crazy because I had CD ranked 1, I had Justin Jefferson ranked 2, I had Ruggs ranked 3, and I had Judy ranked. And people were like, "Are you gonna make Ruggs third? He's not even the best receiver on his team. Judy better than him." I'm like, bro, I just think he's gonna be better. He ain't been playing football that long. Look at his athletic profile. I think he's going to get to the NFL where the game is more suited for guys like him. I think he's going to kill.
T. Higgins came out that year too,
and that was an unfortunate choice of words there because.
So CD was my number 1 that year too. Yeah.
But you know what? One thing. So when you look at Clint, so he was, So Clint was
my 5th was Laviska Shenault though, so I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed. But I had Shenault over T. Higgins. Which is, I had Shenault 5th, and I had T. Higgins 6th, and that was
But with Clint Kubiak, so in 21 when he was the offensive coordinator, if you go back the 2 years prior, the offense was ranked 8. And they were ranked 8 in points in 19. In 20, they were ranked 11th. And then his first year, they got 14. Worse. It was like, 14th. But then the year that he left, they go back down to 8. So that's something to think about too. You know what I'm saying?
But that was Kevin. That was Kevin O'Connell though. Kevin O'Connell came in.
Yeah, I think he did.
But still, it's like regardless.
Good comparison.
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell, who's been 1 year under Sean McVay as offensive coordinator. That Kevin O'Connell, who didn't call plays under Sean McVay and spent 1 year as his OC, and then got a job with the Vikings.
Yeah, so that shows that they knew he was going to be all right.
So was Minnesota's defense bad? That 21 year, or maybe it was 22.
I don't know. Because Zimmer's a defensive coach, so I think they were probably solid at the least. They had Daniel Hunter over there.
It was 24th.
Oh, 24th. Oh man. Yeah. Oh wait, that's probably why Zimmer got fired then.
But you know why though? But I'll tell you the reason why. They had Paul Gunther on the staff.
Okay.
Gunther was on the staff, so we already know. We already know.
Appreciate it. So okay. So then you have San Francisco. Again, it's hard to determine just how much he could be a piece of this, right? So in 23, he was the passing game coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. So the question is, how do you assess that? Is it more Shanahan piecing it together? You got to believe it is. You know what I'm saying? But you can take a look at just what they were able to do over there. So you got Purdy at 4,200 yards. You got Brandon Ayuk with 1,300 yards. You kind of look at the rest of the receiving core. You have Kittle, a lot of weapons. Over 1,000 yards. Debo, obviously dual threat. So can you say he had success? Maybe. Yeah, but again, it's how do you truly assess his effectiveness of that offense? Yeah. But if you want to look at it that way, you can. Then we'll look at New Orleans really quick. The 2024 season.
Yeah, New Orleans is a mess.
And I think New Orleans is the hardest one to really truly assess, given the fact that Carr played 10 games. Spencer Rattler, now a rookie, had to play 7 games. And so him trying to have to deal with that. If you go back and you look at the roster and the depth chart, that offensive line was absolutely banged up. And they were basically trying to start a couple of rookies on that offensive line. I do think the center was a Pro Bowler that year. So he did have at least a Pro Bowler as a center.
Yeah, Ruiz, right?
I believe so.
Ruiz, yeah.
That's what I was trying to tell people last time. I was like, you don't have anybody on offensive line, bro. Ruiz is a damn good center.
Yeah, but they also had God, I keep forgetting the kid's name. The former offensive tackle that they drafted first round, but then they tried to bump him down to guard that 2024 season. That didn't work out. They ended up trading him to, I think they either traded or released him to the Denver Broncos. And so you look at Derek Carr, played 10 games. Spencer Rattler had to come in as a rookie, played 7. Alvin Kamara actually had one of his better seasons, 950 yards. over the last, I want to say like 4 seasons. Yeah, show deuces, Penning.
Oh yeah, Penning. Yep.
You know,
and they got Fuaga that year too. They have Fuaga.
Yeah, they drafted Fuaga.
Yeah.
Which was my top tackle coming out of that year. But
Eric McCoy. Eric McCoy was their center. Ruiz was that guard.
Was that guard? Yeah, because he was drafted. I think he was drafted as a center, or I think people projected him as a center when they drafted him.
Yeah.
Now they did have, I think Lucas. So there's injuries and shuffling of the offensive line, but he did have some pieces. Definitely had some pieces on that offensive line. But you take a look at Kamara 950 yards, which again, one of his better seasons over the last, I want to say 4 seasons or so. And so good to see him just kind of produce with the running game. Again, him being able to do some things with Genty could be promising. But Chris Olave only played 8 games that year. All the concussions that he went through. So
yeah.
I think with the Saints here, I think it's tough because it's really trying to figure out, one, that's only his second year being the offensive coordinator. So it's trying to shuffle all that around. What's the downfall? How is he able to actually produce that Saints offense? And so to me, again, everybody, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, I feel like, okay, it's good that he had the experience and that's what I'm going to take from it. Now, if he would have followed that up and had a shitty year with the Seahawks, okay. Like we might be having some problems. We might have some different discussions. But him following it up and actually having some success with the Seahawks allows me to at least say, okay, I like the experience with Minnesota as well as the Saints. And now he's really starting to piece it all together. So, Severe, I'll throw to you first, man. Thoughts on just his performance with Minnesota as well as the Saints? I think you may have touched on it when I went to go get my couple more beers to celebrate KLINT Kubiac. But real quick, just thoughts.
It's underwhelming. I mean, people say Olave was out, but he still had Rashid Shaheed. He still had Taysom Hill. That's obviously Alvin Kamara is a weapon that's one of the better, pass catching like running backs. And he's the one that really kicked off this whole era that we're seeing about guys being kind of those dual threats. He's never had 1,000-yard rushing season ever.
Yeah.
Like he's never had it, but he's still, generally considered one of the better running backs in the league.
Dual threat.
A lot because of what he does in the passing game. So he still had weapons, right? And like I said, people put on a lot on his rankings, but the offense, I could see if it was like, it happened late in the year. They fell off the cliff after week 2.
Oh yeah,
after
they went
week 2.
Yeah, they went up.
They fell off a cliff. So it wasn't like,
they went on a 7-game. They went on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, so it wasn't like it was just overtime, and it was the war of attrition, and they couldn't. After week 2, the offense falls off a cliff. So
when did Carr get hurt? Because he still played 10. He still played 10 games.
So no matter how I wanted to pitch and patch that thing together, right. He played 10 games. So it wasn't like he was all, like I said, it wasn't late in the season and have a collapse. Or after week 2, falls off a cliff immediately. 7-game losing streak. And you look at the point totals there are bad. Yeah,
in a bad
worst
division.
So the point totals are bad. Like it's the one good offensive game they had, it looks like and even one of the was a 27-point game they put up, but they lost. But the other team put up 51. So I'm sure that was like some. All right, bro. We calling off the dogs. Let you get a late touchdown here, late score there. So, that's concerning. That's concerning because you look at Seattle this year. They've essentially been the picture of health. Offensive line.
Yeah,
I don't think that offensive line. I don't think they've sustained any injuries. Right. I think the only person I think Jackson got banged up a little bit. I think maybe Cooper Kupp got banged up a little bit, but they always either had one of those guys. And Ken Walker been healthy in the entire year. Zach Sherman, I think just now he's getting banged up. So for the most part, they've been relatively healthy. So like part of being in the NFL is dealing with injuries. And if you can't overcome that, that says a lot. So I don't want to take anything away from what he's doing in Seattle because obviously he's doing great. But, you look at that Saints job where he had adversity. You look at the other stops he's had where it's been, outside of when it's not with Kyle Shanahan it's been spotty. You know, the Nathaniel Hackett years, the Vance Joseph years. It's been a lot of spotty ass years, you know, and then obviously the Seattle year is, you know, has been the year that it all, you know, came together for him. So you're hoping this is his true self, where something clicked for him. He lost the Saints opportunity. Obviously, that didn't go as planned. Dennis Allen got fired. You know, he loses his job because the whole staff gets let go. So you hope maybe he did some soul searching that offseason, talked to some people, maybe sat down with his pops and, you know, really got to the root cause of, hey, how can I be better in this league? And we seeing the fruits of that in Seattle. You kind of hope that's what it is, because what he did in New Orleans, like, 'cause I remember everybody at offseason was like, Kubiak, oh, we got to get Kubiak. He's the guy that's working for Shanahan. Kubiak, he's offensive coordinator. And I wasn't really high on him. And then, because unfortunately, I think that's the year I liked Slowick, and then they got rid of my dog Slowick. So people was giving me grief for it.
You did like Slowick,
so. So then those first 2 games, he put the 40. Like, what you got to say now, Severe? What you got to? I told you that boy Kubiak a bad man, and then immediately falls off the cliff. So I was hearing it that whole offseason, because I will say a lot of Raider fans wanted him to be our offensive coordinator hire over Luke Getsy. And I don't even think he gave us a look, because I know he was a hot name that year. Zach Robinson was a hot name that year, and those are the 2 people that a lot of Raider fans really wanted. Zach Robinson was a quarterbacks coach for the Rams. And then obviously he was the pass game coordinator. Zach Robinson went to the Falcons, and, you know, he got fired immediately. And then obviously Kubiak went to the Saints, and he got fired, or that whole staff got fired after Dennis Allen lost his job.
I mean, I'll be real. But what up, Rundown? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping in with us, guys. Make sure you guys go hit up Rundown. Check out his channel without question. Always rocking with the nation, man. Go hit up Rundown's channel.
Hey, Rundown's just as happy as you, man. This is y'all's day. This is you and Rundown's day,
man. Rundown, salute to you. Big dog, we're going to have some fun, man. But again, once pen to
Mike White,
ready.
back-to-back 400-yard games, Omega. And injuries didn't start in week 2, bro. He went on a 7-game losing streak after week 2. Like, so everybody got hurt after week 2. This is what, it's week 3. Everybody rolled up in the infirmary, and everybody like, you didn't have anybody. That's what you're telling me. Is that's the excuse you're making right now? So everybody got hurt. Carr, Olave, Shaheed. I know for sure Shaheed didn't get hurt till late in the year, because that's when they had to throw my boy Bud Means out of there, who was a receiver I like out of Kentucky. He actually had a solid game with Spencer Rattler at QB. So you're telling me everybody got hurt after week 2, and that's why the offense fell off a cliff. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
But the only thing that I will say to that is, as much as, yes, Olave was out, like, we're not talking like he had a shit ton of weapons. When you have just a running back to dump the ball off, yes, don't get me wrong, Kamara's good. I think I actually had him in fantasy that year. When Olave falls off and your weapons are Rashid Shaheed, which isn't necessarily a top tier receiver, like he's like he's a deep threat, as fast as hell. Yeah, deep threat. He's a deep threat, fast as hell. You know, like you could almost look at it. He's a gadget guy for the most part, right? But you don't have the number 1 at all, let alone really, like, Rashid's not even like a number 2. He's just the gadget guy. Now, yeah, Taysom Hill, which Taysom Hill is who knows what he is, right? He's a hybrid running back / maybe quarterback / tight end. Like, you just don't know what he is. So, like, when Olave goes down and you have to try to figure out, how am I going to construct this offense with these weapons? Yes, not the greatest division, but, like, that's tough. And you're trying to work with a quarterback that's, yes, veteran Derek Carr. It's great, but, like, it's still the first time in his offense. So Carr's trying to learn it as well. So I'm not saying what he did was amazing or bad with the Saints, but I think for myself, when I look at it, I just chalk it up again of, okay, he's got experience as an offensive coordinator. And if he fell flat on his face, the offense didn't do good with the Seattle Seahawks, then yeah, I think we'd without question be having a different conversation. But since he's having success with Seattle, and to your point, Severe, yes, injuries have helped him, and that helps anybody. I'm not going to discredit what he's doing just because of the lack of injuries, but because he's actually having success, I think it just adds to a little bit of experience and possible resume, which allows me to be just a little more comfortable with him getting the job.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm comfortable. Like, I don't hate the hire, but I understand what he did in the past, so I'm not quite, I'm not out there clicking my heels through the halls. Like,
805. Here's the positive of going to the other side. You know ball now.
Man, it feels bro. That's what I say. Hey,
because
it's comfortable over here, guys.
I see.
I'm telling you, like, you know, when you
it's really good. You go
on a crisp, cold night. The stars are out. It's a clear sky, and you can maybe have access to a hot tub. You can kind of sit in it.
Man,
you'll get some beer.
You'll get some nice comments like 805. Man, you really told those dudes.
Oh yeah,
you really told those dudes.
Oh, that is hilarious. You know ball.
It's comfortable, guys.
It's nice. Hey man,
just last week you didn't know ball though.
Man, no, not even last week.
4 hours ago.
Hold on.
2 days ago.
But hold on. But hold on,
he was doing his Mendoza live.
Yeah, I'm about to
try this. I have to step in and be like, dang, they was going at 805. Like he said something about their mama. Like, no, you can't.
Oh man,
tough.
Wait till my man find out your thoughts on trading Maxxcrosby.
I know.
You don't know ball anymore, man. You don't know ball anymore.
Baby. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. But it's comfortable though. It's comfortable over here, guys. I'm telling you. All right, we're gonna talk about we kind of give our takes, right? And so we're gonna end this thing off real quick because I think we can talk more on this, but we're just gonna showcase some names. Show deuces. You hit that hashtag Raiders, man. I appreciate you. Go look at the last 4 drafts classes. The Seahawks. Kubiak landed in Seattle with a stacked deck, 13 books and a space game on my mama, and did what he was supposed to do, in my opinion. It's a good roster. Like no one is gonna argue that it's a good roster. You know what I'm saying? And so he did what he was supposed to do. He's found some success. But let's see real quick. John Fallon hitting the hashtag Raiders. Do you drop passes count in the statistics for the offense?
What?
Like what do you mean?
I will.
No, drop pass is an incomplete. Like
it's incomplete.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, unless there's some PFF advanced, data. But no, when you look at the statistics, drop passes. It is what it is. But I will say, and that's one of the only things that I'll say. And trust me, once I say this, a lot of people are going to get at me. But like we talk about drop passes, it's tough. It can definitely move the needle as it relates to just quarterbacks. When you have a bad receiver core, it's tough. Like a 3rd and 7, and you actually put the money on the ball on the money, and they drop it. Yeah,
it shuts down drives. It's tough. So definitely something you can take into consideration. Goddamn rundown. All right, who started this one? I know it wasn't me, but who started this one? Was it Severe?
That was me. That's me who started. Okay,
here we go.
I can't wait till the next TRS show.
Because it's not even accurate. That's the thing, bro. You can't be saying nonsense like that, and it's not accurate, bro. Derek Carr started that game. Like, run down. Come on, Severe. Come on, run down. I don't want to do you like I be doing these other people in the chat, bro. I'm gonna start you out with you little bro, man. I'm gonna start you out with you little bro.
God damn it. See, Gabe, I need to step up my hate game like y'all. I'm too nice. Hey, just stay nice for a little bit.
Stay nice. Stay nice.
Hey, see, Gabe, see, Gabe, we might have to kick 805 out. We might need another villain. We might need another villain.
How long have you been a Raider fan? See, that's the thing. This is years of hardened hate. It's been calloused from years of below 500 finishes and terrible play, all over the field. So.
And passing up on Jalen Carter to get Tyree Wilson. I mean,
my God,
the stuff just.
See, look at this. See, Chiaya, man. See, we're gonna go.
There you go.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna drink to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that very often.
Wait till he tells you how he doesn't like Genty. Oh, he's smart then.
Hey, I'm soaking it up, Chris. Just leave it alone.
My bad. You're right. My bad.
Man, can I have one Saturday and Sunday night?
Crab in a bucket. It's crab in a bucket right now. I can't help it.
just one Sunday night. Damn it.
My bad.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up with just this. Nope, not that. Hold up. Bang. Okay, let's talk just really quick. We're gonna throw the names. Let me take this thing off. Even though I want to keep this coming up there forever, I'm gonna take it down for just a second. But Let's talk really quick about potential offensive coordinator names. Obviously, we know KLINT Kubiak. If he puts pen to paper, he's going to be calling the plays, right? But you got to bring in at least an offensive coordinator in the position. We're going to talk DC. I know a lot of people in the chat early on were talking about who our DC is going to be. And so let's talk about this. Before we do, we have over 400 in the chat. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. Get over to my guys. You got Chris Pick Show Podcast. You got The Severe Raider. Definitely hit them up. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the members. We're dropping memberships. If you guys want to get included, support the channels, we appreciate it. We're going to be breaking down game film throughout the season. And once pen is put to paper, we can look at the free agents. We're going to break down some free agents, knowing that KLINT Kubiak is going to be calling that offense. So, offensive coordinators. At the top left, we got John Benton. John Benton is currently the offensive line coach over with Seattle. Andrew Janoko, Thomas Brown, Ronald Curry, Jake Peets. Jake Peets is the passing game coordinator over with the Seattle Seahawks right now. And Justin Outen. I know a lot of people have kind of talked about Justin Outen a little bit. I believe he is the quarterbacks coach. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
for Seattle?
For Seattle.
It's at Andrew Janako, right? I think he's the
is he?
Andrew.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, because he's been the quarterback coach every time that Clinton's been a OC. So I'm worried he might try to bump him up to an OC at this point. He's been loyal, been with them. He might get him a shot.
Yeah. Big John, you we have a lot to learn about the Raiders. Maybe. Please teach us, John. Please teach us.
I will ask petecarroll to give me lessons on.
Love it. All right, let's see. Federo Benton as OC because he's a good O-line coach. All right, guys, let us know who you want as potentially the offensive coordinator coming in. He hates it.
Yeah,
he's the Pete Carroll fan.
Big John, man. I'm telling you, it's happening, bro. It's happening, bro.
It's happening. So one thing I will say before we kind of dive into this and maybe kind of throw some names out there is a lot of people are saying that if he does bring over somebody on the current Seattle Seahawks coaching staff, that it can't necessarily be just kind of they're under contract.
Yeah.
The one thing to keep in mind though is,
but what if it's a promotion?
If it's a promotion, you can do it.
You can do it.
That's what I'm saying. That Andrew Janako is somebody that, I mean, he probably trusts him. He's a quarterback coach.
But like John Benton, I'd love to come over as an offensive line coach. But again, it's a lateral move, so you have to like pay out a contract and then all that stuff, right? But just keep this in mind. If KLINT Kubiak comes over the Raiders, the Seattle Seahawks no longer have an offensive coordinator. So what does Mike Macdonald have to do? You have to go find yourself an offensive coordinator. What is that offensive coordinator most likely going to want to do? Get his own guys.
Okay.
Right.
Which means the three guys that are on the possible four, but like the three guys that are on this list or possible coaches on that offensive side, they may not have a job because that offensive coordinator is going to want to bring in his own guys. So they will most likely release those coaches. And if that happens, then they become available. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are saying, well, it can't be a lateral move. You pay out contracts, you have to trade, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that. But once KLINT Kubiak leaves and Mike Macdonald brings in his own offensive coordinator, these coaches might become available very quickly. So just want to like throw that out there just so everybody kind of has that in mind. And so, guys, let me know what you think. Chat, let me know what you think of these offensive coordinators. But first, Severe, I'll throw it to you first. Like, do you have anybody in mind that potentially could be an offensive coordinator that comes in and takes that role under KLINT Kubiak?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Like I'm thinking like the guy Chris was talking about, the guy that's been his quarterback's coach a few spots. That's the next logical move up. It is QB coach, passing game coordinator. Next move up would be offensive coordinator. So that's what it's probably looking like. So we'll see, man. We will see.
Yeah.
I don't think the OC hire is quite as important. Like, because the OC, I mean, it's going to be important because they're going to be the person that's dealing with a lot with Mendoza. So the OC and the QB coach are going to be important because their interaction with Mendoza. But we all know Clint is going to be the one that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of offensive coordinator. I mean, in terms of the coordinating the offense, especially in his first year. I think, you know, like anybody that's kind of gone from a certain role in a company, and then maybe you get elevated to you're in a supervisory role. The first little bit of period, you're still kind of falling into your old habits where you're still doing some of the other work that because that's just your habit. You're so used to doing that. And then as you kind of grow more in that role, you learn to delegate it and you know, kind of just at that point you're holding people accountable. You're not doing the work yourself, but you're verifying their work and holding them accountable for the work that they're doing, and making sure it's meeting the standards that you kind of set. So I think initially the offensive coordinator hire, I don't think is going to be quite as important because, like I said, Clint was going to likely be very hands-on. As he grows more and more into a true head coach, he'll still be involved offensively, but I think he'll kind of give up some of those reins, a la like kind of like Sean McVay is done with Mike LaFleur over there.
Yeah, Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, just kind of thing. I really have a feeling, like I said, that that quarterback coach, and it's kind of worrisome because just kind of looking into him a little bit. He, you know, really the only young quarterback that he had experience with that he kind of developed was he was brought in to develop Severe's boy Justin Fields in Chicago. So I was like,
you can't throw that on his jacket though, bro. Because Justin Fields a lost soul.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Yeah, but I'm just saying. So, yeah. So I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure if there's just someone else that, you know, he might have a rapport with around the league. You know, maybe he may go, you know, away from someone that he's actually worked with before. But I have a strange feeling that he's going to be kind of considered because he's going to be someone that he trusts. And then one thing I was looking at was potentially probably bringing back that Kennedy Palomalu. He was our running backs coach. Yeah, he was the coach that year then when Jacobs led the league in rushing. So that'll be interesting. And he's also Isaiah's uncle, so Isaiah Palomalu's uncle. So there may be some connection there. I think offensive line coach. It looks like I'm kind of with 805. That what was his name? John Benton. Yeah. So I think he's been his O-line coach for a few stints. So yeah,
he completely flipped that offensive line around like 2 years ago with Gino. That offensive line was horrible.
Yeah.
And then this year he completely flipped this thing around. And Gray's Abel, one of the top guards coming out last year's draft. He got what we need to get, like what they need to get out of him.
I would love to see him do that with JPJ. I would love to see that.
Right. And if we bring in a top tier free agent of some sort at a guard position, tackle position, whatever, however we acquire another prospect on the offensive line through free agency or draft, Benton can come in here and get the best out of him. That was one of the major reasons why, and Big John, close your ears. One of the big reasons why I want to move on from Pete Carroll is because if you bring in somebody top tier like that, like you have Brendan Carroll coaching him, it's going to be a waste of either money because you brought in top tier, like you overpaid for offensive linemen, or it's a waste of talent out of the draft. So having Benton come through in just what he's been able to do, I think it's huge, man. I think it's huge.
And then we got to understand that, I mean, of course, well, when we got Kubiak, we know we're going to go to strictly zone. So then we got to look at the linemen that we have. You know, I would say, let's see, the linemen that actually I'm not even going to think about the linemen we have because we're going to have to, you know, well, I guess Charles Brandon Parker Grant, I guess he could do okay. He could do okay.
Don't you ever
Charles Brandon Parker
ever disrespect the son of Trent. This is what we call it. SOS son of Trent. Son of Trent. Don't you ever disrespect son of Trent like that?
Oh man.
So because I'm looking at Seattle staff right now. Jake Peets, he's probably going to be the guy that gets elevated to offensive coordinator, right? That's what people are thinking. He's the passing game coordinator over there. So he's probably and he previously worked with the Rams too. So Probably not getting him. So yeah, it's gonna probably be that Janako guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I would like Pete's though, because Pete's is clean. He just spent a year with us as a quarterback coach, but he also spent some time with the Rams too. So I think he's clean. He would be a clean hire. But yeah, I think McDonald gonna probably elevate him.
I mean, but honestly though, if Jake Peets can come over here, possibly.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, as OC here, that'd be ideal for me. I'd feel comfortable with that. But I said, just his experience with the Rams and him like being the passing game coordinator this year, and obviously the Seattle about to lose Clint. I think McDonald makes a strong push to elevate him to offensive coordinator over there. So I think he'd be crazy not to take that opportunity.
No, I agree. Rundown, man. You said, what do you guys think if the QB coach from Indiana, which is, oh God, I'm blanking on the guy's name.
I forgot his name. Yeah.
The QB coach from Indiana comes over here. I've heard some talk.
See that to me, that's a slippery slope, man. Like, don't try to patch these things together. We've already learned that doesn't work, man. Let Clint pick his guys at the end of the day.
If we do bring him on, then obviously that is a sure tell sign as to who that number one pick is going to be without question. Yeah. And so it's like I think for myself, I don't know how good of a quarterback coach he is.
What if he brought him in? He was like, Don't do it, guys. He doesn't know. Imagine. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know ball.
He doesn't know ball.
Only 805 and run down. They're the only people on the planet. No ball.
Oh man.
Nobody else.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know enough about the quarterbacks coach. Obviously, a lot of people are ranting and raving over the offensive coordinator, which is Shanahan. Obviously, one of the brothers over there. So it's like,
oh yeah, I keep forgetting what. Yeah, Clay. It's Clay's defense, isn't he? Clay?
No, Clay's over with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I think he's their offensive coordinator right now.
Yeah, the one of the brothers is the offensive coordinator for Indiana. So I don't know enough about the quarterback coach.
Oh, because Clay is the offensive coordinator for Indiana is Shanahan, but he's not related to the other Shanahans, which I learned the hard way. I thought they were related.
Oh, really? I thought he was.
He's not related. Somebody told me that. I heard the name Shanahan. That's not a name you hear commonly. Somebody said he's not related, or maybe he's not related to Mike. Now, or not. He's not one of Mike's kids. He may be a cousin or something like that. That I don't know. I didn't get that much into the research, but he's not one of Mike's kids. And like
no
that,
shit. So chat, let us know, because I'm telling you, I think on like when the game was televised, they were saying stuff about like the Shanahan family and kind of tying everything together. And I was like, I just assumed, okay, like they're talking about the Shanahans in the NFL.
Yeah, somebody said they weren't related. Like I said, I didn't really look into it because I didn't think I wasn't that interested to find but they was like, yeah, he's not related. So
okay, I just assumed.
Yeah, I did too, because you don't hear the name Shanahan a lot. Like it's
right, yeah, for sure.
So I honestly, rundown, man, I don't know enough about the quarterback coach over in Indiana, but I guess that's the only thing I can say is that if for some reason that happens, because Kubiak has to put his coaching staff together prior to draft and all that stuff. If it happens, it's kind of a telltale sign that we're locked in on number one.
Okay, that man come over here and tell us the contrary. It's gonna be some sad people, be some long ass faces in Raider Nation.
I know, right? All right, so this is gonna be kind of lead up to it. John Fallon, what do you think about Jim Schwartz? Would work well with Clint Kubiak. Let's jump over to the next one. We got potential defensive coordinators. You got Jim Schwartz on the top right, possibly. You got Aiden Durd, Carl Scott, Anthony Weaver, Leslie Frazier. Somehow Leslie Frazier's name constantly is just in the coaching cycle, some way, somehow.
They coach together though.
Yeah, was Leslie Frazier there in Minnesota? He was there in Minnesota. He was there.
They coach together, man.
I've
never been a fan. I ain't gonna lie. I've never been a fan.
And you got L. Harris over with Chicago. Chat, let us know who do you think potentially could be a good fit with Clint Kubiak and the DC job. Obviously, Patrick Graham, he got the job over with the.
Is that Al Harris, the one that played?
That would be cool. Yeah, Al Harris from Green Bay. I want to say.
Oh, okay, I like him as a player. I like him.
Isn't he the one that picked off Brett Favre when he was in Minnesota?
Probably.
I think so.
A lot
It
of
was like
people
think
picked up
so.
Brett.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly.
Yeah, right. The last play of the game.
I'm thinking the
Yeah,
classic one. Like, yeah, my bad. Okay, yeah, that was a loaded question. My fault. So chat, let us know who you think would work well with KLINT Kubiak, and at the same time, let me know if there's somebody on this list that you would think could be a good consideration for the DC job. So, Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you first this time, man. Anybody on this list that you are looking
I
at?
would love Swartz. I would love Swartz. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I mean, shit, Anthony Weaver too.
Anthony Weaver would be clean.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I just want a strong leader, man, so that literally Clint don't even have to worry about that defensive side of the ball, to be honest. But yeah, my top pick will be Swartz. But again, I think that's kind of a long shot right there.
Yeah, Severe, man. Any thoughts on the DC?
Schwartz would be perfect. I don't think that's happening. Man, what's the dude? I don't know. I mean, I doubt if we do it, but there's a guy that was in Dallas that was getting a lot of looks. He was their DB coach. I can't remember his name. A lot of people was giving him love a few years ago. I can never remember his name. A lot of people was giving him love as a DC. He's a guy that's still out there. I think he make a strong candidate. He did wonders with their secondary. We see their secondary then low key fell off since he's been gone. But he had Deron Bland balling. He had Trevon Diggs balling. I can remember that dude's name, but that would be a guy I will put up there. I'm staying away from Leslie Frazier. Leslie Frazier looks like a young Morgan Freeman. I'm not touching Leslie Frazier. You said Al Harris got Al Harris got a job already, right?
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Al Harris would have been perfect. Yeah, but he got a job already. Then it's a wrap for that. Obviously Raheem Morris got a job already. He went to the 49ers, so we can't do that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Then if anybody can remember the name of the guy that was with the Cowboys that year, he's another. He's a young guy too, so I will look into him.
Yeah, I just appreciate everybody in the chat letting us know they're not related. It's crazy. I didn't even think that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
But I'll be real. As much as like KLINT Kubiak, again, it was my number one. But if he can bring over Jim Schwartz, and that's
a home run. That's a home run. That's a home run.
That would be nasty.
Now, if Brady can make that happen, I would be very impressed. And now I would say Brady's really, pulling his weight, as an owner. If he can pull something like that off, that would be fire.
Yeah,
and if he could pull it off, yeah. I mean, him pulling off KLINT Kubiak, just knowing that's whether a fan or not, like knowing that was the top hire, and Tom Brady can put his name on that. Okay, cool. Damn, if you get Jim Schwartz over here too, if KLINT Kubiak, because that's as much as KLINT Kubiak has had a long-standing experience in the NFL, he's got a Rolodex pretty deep, right? But the question is, as deep as that Rolodex is, how much respect does he have to bring in some top names? If KLINT Kubiak can bring in someone like a Jim Schwartz, to me it feels like, okay, you actually got a pretty good respect amongst the league. Because that's the tough part, right? When we would talk about defensive minded head coaches, when you talk about it like a Brian Flores, when you talk about a Robert Saleh, those guys have enough long-standing experience in the NFL to where that they could bring somebody in that is respected in the NFL. And KLINT Kubiak, it remains to be seen. Just how well respected are you in the NFL? If you get to Jim Schwartz, man, that would be pretty. That'd be pretty respectful, without question. Knock Andrew, there's no way we hire Wade Phillips for DC. Where is Wade Phillips? I don't even know where he's at.
I feel like his name was like thrown around
or something.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Damn, Wade got to be up there though. How old is Wade now?
Oh, he's got to be up there. Super up there.
Yeah, he's up there. All right. Show deuces. DC talk. Rob Leonard. I don't know if Rob Leonard is going to be on this coaching staff.
Rob Leonard got the job with Buffalo, I believe.
Oh, did he? He already moved on?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I believe so. Or he's not. If he didn't get it already, he's like the top contender there. I thought they said he got the job there, if I recall correctly. But chat, let me know if I'm wrong.
You know, a name that could I was thinking about is Joe Woods.
Oh,
Joe Woods, but I mean, just because he actually has a connection with Gary, and Joe Woods is already on our staff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean that might be. I mean, he's been in the league for a minute, so I mean, he's not necessarily that good, but I mean, just familiarity, and I mean, he's been defensive coordinator, so I don't know.
But you got Wink Martindale, which he was in Michigan, right?
Yeah,
yep,
and still is. Like, he's still there, right? Oh, I think Chris froze for a quick second.
Okay. No, he's not gonna be there anymore because they hired the guy from Arizona State, Kyle Whittingham.
Oh,
no, from Utah, Kyle Whittingham. So they're gonna have a new defensive coordinator. He brought over his people, and Kyle Whittingham is a defensive coach too. So he's gonna bring over his own defensive staff. Oh, the dude I'm talking about is Al Harris went there later. It's Chris Richard.
Chris Richard. Okay. All right. And Chris, I think you're frozen. You're frozen a little bit. We'll let you know when you kind of come back. So, all right, let's see. All right, Chris, I think you're back. You with us? Oh, no, he's all right.
Still frozen.
Yeah, he's going to jump out, come back in. Oh, shit, let me do this. Bang. All right, we're here. All right, Chris, when you come back, we'll bring you back in. Omega, do Schwartz and Kubiak have a connection? I don't think so, but I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest with you, man. Chat, let us know if there is a connection. Run down, tread lightly, man. We're all going to be pissed if Kubiak pull out and Bootsy Collins is our next head coach. That's why it's beer tonight. Once pen's to paper, then I might break out the good stuff and we'll have a little bit of fun for sure. So it's just beer tonight. We're gonna rock out with that. So let's see. All right, Jaya Frazier was instrumental in bringing Kubiak to Seattle. I did not know that. I didn't know that.
Talking about Leslie?
I think he is.
Oh wow,
Leslie Frazier?
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's why the connection's there. I mean, when you throw that out there, maybe there's got to be maybe some sort of connection. So that's interesting. Man, did you guys hear Jim Schwartz took his contract off the Browns? Wait, did you guys hear that Jim Schwartz took his contracts off the Browns owner and GM? More drama.
Yeah, but I mean, he's under contract, so unless they want to just let him go, but he's under contract, so technically he can't go anywhere.
Yeah. So for there, I wanted Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald's defensive scheme, maybe promote Hawks DB coach. It would make sense. It would make sense for KLINT Kubiak to possibly look at that Seahawks coaching staff, right? Obviously, he's there. He's got experience, and so we'll just kind of see how that works out. Severe, any thoughts on the DB coach over there?
Which guy they talking about? They got, I think Nico Thorpe is over there.
I think he is. I think so.
I forgot who else is over there. But I mean, you would love to have someone like that continuity there. Obviously, we see how well the Seahawks defense has been playing, and they won that game. They beat the Browns. Not the Browns. They beat the Rams rather. Well, special teams play, but they were able to hold them in check. When it mattered most. So I think that I wouldn't mind that at all. Obviously, he'll have some familiarity with the guy, having worked with him this past year, but I'm looking more toward guys that are either from the Broncos organization or from like the 49ers organization where he has some deep ties.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we're gonna kind of go back up to the big screen real quick. But at the end of the day, I think without question, we want KLINT Kubiak. Put that pen to paper. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna see how this works out at the end of the day. So, man, we appreciate everybody. It's close to 500 in the building, man. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. We're gonna get out of here. It's late on a Sunday. We appreciate everybody that's rocked out with us. Before we get out, you guys know we rock out every Sunday and Wednesday. We're gonna break down game film. We're gonna break it all down. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Yeah, he is. So, guys, appreciate everybody, man. We're gonna get out of here. Hey, Severe, let everybody know what you got rocking, what you guys got doing throughout the week.
Hey, man, you guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, everywhere. The Severe Raider. Holla at your boy, man. Sundays and Wednesdays here in the Raider War Room. My guys, Chris from Protect the Shield, 805 Raider, obviously. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays with my dog, Farrell NFL, for the 50-50 show and for Around the Shield, man. So if you haven't done so already, head over to my boy's channel, man. Make sure you guys like the video over there. Make sure you guys subscribe over there. And, hit that hype button. That really helps push the video out into the algorithm, man. Brings more attention to the video. And if you like what you saw today, send it to a couple friends. And if you didn't like what you saw today, send it to a couple friends.
100%. And just so y'all know, we're going to tighten it all up. The details, we're going to be at the draft. So hit us up at the draft. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pittsburgh, hey, hopefully it's the last time we ever have the #1 overall pick, but we're going to enjoy the moment.
If they play ABBA, if I'm at any Raider function and I hear the song ABBA playing, I'm socking on the DJ, bro. I'm socking on the DJ immediately.
Man. Elias, man, how about Rob Leonard's D-line coach? Rob Leonard is our D-line coach, but like Severe said, I think the reports are going that.
No. I was talking about Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard, not Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, wait, where's he at? Buffalo? Where's he at?
Yeah. That's what I thought you was talking about. Because I wouldn't put Rob Leonard as no DC yet.
No, I wouldn't put him there either. That's not me.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, so. the ex-DB, the one that was a DB.
Yeah.
Went to.
I think he played for Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was getting some look. He was getting some interviews. So I forgot where.
I don't know why. I heard Lynn. I just heard Lynn because I don't even. Rob Leonard was not even on my radar as DC, to be honest with you. So I didn't even.
Yeah, Chris, man, let everybody know what you got going on, man.
Well, it's your boy Chris from Protect the Shield podcast. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here with 805 because he's going to the other side. So, this show might just be me and Severe. And if it is
another beer, I'm soaking this up. God damn, it feels good on this side.
Yeah, you on the other side. So I don't know, man. He may not want to hang with our kind anymore, Severe.
I know.
But at least for now, you can check us out on the War Room every Wednesday and Sunday. We're usually a group that goes against the grain, but I guess now only 2/3 of us do that. But not for sure. But definitely check us out, man. Damn it. Yeah, definitely check us out, man.
Only 1/3 of us know balls, so.
Apparently.
Yeah, man. So if you guys are you guys clocked in with me, man, make sure you guys take the time out to go to my boy Severe and 805 and go subscribe to them, hit the like button. Both of these gentlemen make fire content, man. It's some of my favorite content creators, man, and we keep it real. Whether you love us or hate us, just keep, we keep it real, and that's what you're gonna get.
Just Google us.
Google him.
Yeah, damn it. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody. Hey, look, I'm 805 Raider. My channel's Real Talk Raider Nation. I only rock out with my guys in the Raider War Room. I do some shorts here and there, just kind of give you guys an update.
Who needs a mod? Someone needs a mod. Who?
It might be me. Is it me?
No, it's me. I don't have any mods.
805, man. You got more subs than all of us. You ain't got no mods.
More subs than us damn near combined.
I don't
got this guy in here clowning.
Oh, I'll show you how to do 805. It's super simple.
Is it this guy? Is this guy?
It's the Saints fan.
Yeah, the Saints.
He's so damn happy KLINT Kubiak ain't there.
Okay, now we're shutting this goddamn thing down. Now we're shutting it down. It is ridiculous. I know. Look at this guy. I'm gonna ban him. I'm getting him out of here.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, my bad. I need to get a mod. My fault.
Yeah,
my
man.
fault.
Get like Raider Hawaii in here.
Hawaii is clean.
Actually, never mind. You got a new fan today. What's his name? Have him.
Yeah. Guys up in here. Hey,
ball.
Look,
hey,
guys,
he needs to be your man. He needs to be your man. That guy.
Yeah, you know.
Salute to him though. Hey, I appreciate you staying around and chatting with us, man. Salute to you.
It's just what happens when you become so popular because now you're on the same wavelength as the rest of the Raider fans. Okay,
I know.
I know you guys don't know how that feels. You know,
that's when the trolls come out, man. When you big time in now.
It's all bad. It's all bad. But hey, I'm sticking to it. God damn it. All right, guys. So hey, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit the sub button, hit all the buttons. We definitely appreciate y'all. See, Gabe, I'm gonna hit you up. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to figure it all out. I ain't that tech savvy. I just try to talk some football. And finally, someone likes me for my takes.
There you go,
so,
man.
I know. We're gonna get the hell out of here, man. Appreciate y'all.
That Fernando video.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But
you don't know ball.
Double tap it, guys. Double tap the screen. Hit the sub button, like button, share it with whatever Raider fan y'all know. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna hit you guys on Wednesday, so definitely hit that notification bell so you know when we go live on Wednesday. We appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your Sunday. What's left of it. Have a great start to your week. We'll hit you up on Wednesday. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Peace.